Open this segment then with a race named after one of our greatest sprinters, the Manikato Stakes.
Dark Bow travelling wide is Handy, and so is Jet Fighter. About 2 lengths farther away, our Westminster, who's on the inside of Vitalic from Rich Habit. A couple of lengths to King's High, 8 lengths off the lead. Then Potrero, Royal Pardon, being followed then back in the field by Pauper's Pride. And last of all is Blazing Sword near the turn. Red Elver and Dark Bow match strides in front by about 1.5 lengths over Jet Fighter. Courts has dropped back. Our Westminster coming home well with Vitalic, and a good gap there to Potrero from King's High. Red Elver turns for home in front, but claimed immediately by our Westminster from Vitalic, and soon after our Westminster hits the front for Peter Cook over Vitalic, and then Red Elver, and our Westminster wins it well. Vitalic second, Red Elver third.
For our Westminster, a 5-year-old son of Grosvenor, it was his second Group 1 on Australian soil. The Diabetes Australia Manikato Stakes was, however, jockey Peter Cook's only Group 1 success of the season.
The straight 6 at Flemington.
Running down towards the 550-metre mark now, and good old Ted just the leader from Street Ruffian. Courtser is pocketed away. Arc Regal on her outside. Rechabite nearer the rails. Wide out Golden Prayer. Impressionism was next, followed by Reganza, and Patronise pulled to the outside, but very long way from them. Here's Courtser coming with a big run at the 300. She's bounded up and hit the lead from Street Ruffian. Raced away from them. Then Rechabite holding down third from Prince Salieri, but the mighty filly Courtser's 3 lengths in front with 100 to go. Prince Salieri got the second, but it's all Courtser. Wins the Ascot Vale, eased up by 3, Prince Salieri.
5 lengths off them, but taken to the outside as Courtser went up to good old Ted and Street Ruffian. 300 metres left to go. Courtser goes to the front. Golden Prayer second. Outfighter Patronise. He wants to drift off the track. Courtser goes to the front, though. Harry goes for home in the Ascot Vale, and the filly kicked away. Courtser's 2 lengths in front. Prince Salieri runs on. It looks like a winning break for Courtser, though. Prince Salieri runs on when it's all over, and Tango Master late from Rechabite, but Courtser, she's a brilliant filly, eased up one at 3 lengths. Second, Prince Salieri. Third home was Tango Master, then came Rechabite. Impressionism further back than a Street Ruffian. Golden Prayer, Reganza, good old Ted stopped badly. Then Sculptured Arch, Arc Regal, and Patronise just never looked.
The Colin Hayes trained import Elmerad headed weights for both the Caulfield and Melbourne Cups. However, it was Research, the answered horse of the year, who bookmakers installed as early favourite for the Melbourne Cup. Almerad made his Australian debut in the Group 2 Craigley Stakes at Flemington.
Mr. Dynamite, My Steely Dan, the Phantom was well away. Royal Pardon up there early. They were followed by Almerad going up to a forward position, and wider out was Apollo Run zipping up to go to near the front. Back midfield was Stavardale, and they were followed by Perfect Answer. 12 lengths covers first from last as they go to the 800, and My Steely Dan led by 1.5 lengths to Apollo Run, and Elmerad third, followed by Superimpose. The stablemate Terrific goes up 4 deep, and Bravado in the centre. Mr. Dynamite the rails. Then Native Neptune around Potrero and the Phantom. Royal Pardon well back, Be Reasonable, followed by Perfect Answer, Stavardale, and last of all Trapine Queen. On straightening, 550 metres to go. My Steely Dan grabbed by Apollo Run. Apollo Run went to the front, Elmerad third, then Mr. Dynamite. Superimposed into the clear, and they were followed by Bravado. Apollo Run in front of the big chestnut, kicked the length to Elmerad. Superimpose is coming hard now. Apollo Run in front, Elmerad the centre, and Superimpose. Gauchi goes for the whip, they crowd Elmerad. Superimpose Elmerad battling back. Apollo Run still in front. Apollo Run Elmerad. Apollo Run Elmerad fighting to the line. Apollo Run, oh, it's tight. Maybe Apollo Run. Elmerad kept going with him and Superimposed the outside. They got very tight in the last 100 metres. Royal Pardon was next in, then Mr. Dynamite. They were followed by Trapine Queen, Potrero, Bravado, the Phantom, Stavardale, Native Neptune, Terrific, My Steely Dan, Be Reasonable, and also Perfect Answer. Magnificent finish that.
Leader and neck in front of Apollo Run, going better in 2 lengths, Almerad. They were followed then by running on Superimpose. He's closing on them. And further back is Bravado. Stavardale not in the hunt. At the 250, Apollo Run the leader. A half in front of Superimpose under the whip. Almerad in the centre getting tightened for room. Apollo Run just the leader. Almerad, Superimpose trying to reach him. 3 across the track here. Almerad and Apollo Run. A bobbing finish. They hit the line together. Almerad or Apollo Run. They've hit it locked together.
Bob has got the photo. Good speed. Apollo Run's got it. Number 4's got it. Apollo Run has just got it. Number 4, ridden by Gary Willits. Number 1, Elmerad. A.G. Clark second, and number 2, Superimpose, ridden by Darren Gauchi, has run third. Take nothing away from Superimpose. Lee Friedman had said earlier in the week the only doubt with the horse would be second up over 1600. Keep following him. He's a good horse, and so too are the first and second place.
Spring Carnival was really warming up. As always, Tommy Smith was able to produce a classic contender.
Into the straight, and Stargazer led from Sir Eric and Stylish Century, about to get a split between them. Further out, Cool Credit followed by Solar Circle, but Stargazer kicked. Stargazer clear coming to the 200. He's 2 lengths or more in front of Stylish Century, Cool Credit, and Princeville wide out is starting to grind home in the last bit. Stargazer clear 100 metres out from Stylish Century, Cool Credit, Solar Circle, but Stargazer, Dittman had to ride him upside down, but he wins the gloaming brilliantly. Cool Credit second, Stylish Century third.
Races for fillies is run at Randwick in September. The T-Rose Stakes saw yet another rising star from the coming stable.
At the 200 mark, Auckland and Tristan fighting it out, clear of Delightful Kingdom, A Little Kiss and Gamine, but Tristan burst away. Tristan shot clear 100 metres out. She's far too good for them. There were plenty of slows for Tristan. They all said she couldn't win, but they were wrong. Tristan beat Auckland. Third is A Little Kiss. Then
we have maintained this segment that was introduced last year, as Weight for Age racing gives us some fantastic racing. And
on Marimbula Bay, the first to go after him. Here comes Groucho. Stylish Century is still there. Don't Play, not getting much room. And From the Planet down the extreme outside. But Vo Rogue won't give up. He's still in front. Groucho's grabbing him now. Groucho coming at Vo Rogue. Don't Play, getting a rails run. Vo Rogue in front. He's got a heart as big as himself. He'll win. Vo Rogue. Vo Rogue has cracked it at last in Sydney.
The George Main was the 24th of his career, and he's first in Sydney. Maybe changing the name of the Marlborough Cup. Also changed the Doc's luck.
700 to go, and Ingatatus in control, a half to Benbara King, 3/4 to Iolani Bay the outside, and then Tin Woodman. Boardwalk Angel about 5th, but out wide, and Glenview next on the rail, 600 to go. 2 lengths to Aces and Kings, Kyra Lad dropping out, and then came Acid Print, Redelver and Dark Bow. Further back is Isle Clay Hero on the rails. El Murder Jazz spotting them a long start round the turn. Isomer a long way back in the field too when they set sail for home, and Northern Copy on the rails. Ingatatus first for home from Benbara King, Aces and Kings and Glenview winding up on the outside, and they were followed by Dark Bow and Boardwalk Angel out wide. It's Benbara King tackled by Glenview, and now Dark Bow. Petrero diving through, Glenview in front. Petrero, the rails finishing well. Petrero flies through on the rails, he's won. Petrero from Glenview, Dark Bow third.
Men's at his next start.
Superimpose hit the front, Apollo Run challenging, and then Riverina Charm. The Phantom on the rails, and next Research at the 200 metre mark. Superimpose the leader, the Phantom goes for the rails. Here's Elmerad now. Elmerad going through, and then Apollo Run. Elmerad hit the front, he's just in front of the Phantom and Apollo Run. Elmerad ridden out to the line, Elmerad's won it by a neck. Apollo Run, and third the Phantom.
In the John F. Fian Stakes at Moonee Valley, the champ Vo Rogue started odds on.
Up the side they come. Vo Rogue unchallenged in front by 2 lengths and travelling all right. Our Westminster in second placing has edged closer. 3/4 of a length to King's High on the outside. Michael Clark getting to work, and he's not gaining any ground, and then Hunsa's Ace. Vo Rogue clear by a length and a quarter as they come to the bend. Our Westminster about to be called on by White going up on the outside, and they're 2 lengths to King's High. At the turn, our Westminster's gone up to Vo Rogue. Our Westminster's hit the front in a stride, gets away over Vo Rogue and then King's High, but it's our Westminster pulling out plenty. He's too good for Vo Rogue today, and then King's High. Vo Rogue got checked, but our Westminster packs too many guns, and our Westminster beats Vo Rogue. King's High.
Our Westminster had to survive a protest from the rider of Vo Rogue before the Fian Stakes was safely his.
Next start, the Group 1 Flight Stakes. Those plans were upset by another very good filly.
Into the straight at the 400 mark, and Preschool and La Warra are the leaders from Potsarica. Marshall sitting quietly on Tristan. She's about to unleash, and here she comes. A Little Kiss is looming up, and further out is Dual Treasures at the 200. Tristan the leader. Auckland getting through near the fence. A Little Kiss is tackling Tristan and A Little Kiss. A Little Kiss has headed the favourite. Tristan coming again. He's got a bit up his sleeve on A Little Kiss though, and this filly's going to score an outstanding win. She was last out of the barrier and first home.
Assisted by a confident Shane Dye ride, A Little Kiss became the first Group 1 winner for her sire Sackford. For trainer TJ Smith, it was Flight Stakes number 13.
Following the Flight Stakes, it was discovered that Tristan was suffering from a seasonal complaint, but nothing could be taken away from the winner.
The return clash between Stargazer and Stylish Century came in the Group 1 Spring Champion Stakes. It was the first occasion that Stylish Century revealed his bold front-running style.
Over the rise, Stylish Century has a big lead. Stylish Century 4 lengths in front of Stargazer, and then Dancing Marlin Zamoff on the outside is starting to get home strongly, followed by Interstellar. Stylish Century is a mile in front at the 200 mark, though. He's got it won. He's about 4 in front of Stargazer, and then Zamoff and Procol Harum, who said he couldn't run a middle distance. Stylish Century, he's done all of the bullocking in front, and he bolts away with the Champion Stakes. Stargazer second, Procol Harum third, fourth Zamoff.
In winning the first of the season's classics for 3-year-olds, Stylish Century broke a race record that has stood for 13 years. A $6,000 purchase as a yearling, this son of Double Century produced just a glimpse of what lay ahead.
For the first of the tough metric miles at Randwick, the Epsom Handicap.
At the 200 from the Planet, shot clear of Marimbula Bay, Don't Play, Planet Ruler, and then Coal Diesel coming from the clouds with Vitalik, but from the Planet's got the Epsom one, and the Big Chestnut is holding them easily at bay. From the Planet wins the Epsom, now close for second.
From the Planet is a first crop son of the former good sprinter Ideal Planet. Selected and purchased by his trainer Bill Mitchell at the 87 Sydney Summer Sales, From the Planet was just 7/10 of a second outside of the race record held by Raffendale since 1977.
Stepping up to 1,600 metres, Courtser again tackled the colts in the Group 2 Moonee Valley Stakes.
700 from the judge, the pressure about to be applied. It's Economy in front with Sylvatica going up, followed by Dr. Grace, Zabeel out deep, Prince O'Leary behind them needing a Prince Amaquil going up, and Prince O'Leary getting through on the inside. Zabeel next. Courtser's on the rail, she's boxed away, and Dyke getting her off the fence now from Reganza and Hot Arch. Courtser trying to get into the clear as they turn for home, where it's Sylvatica just in front of Economy, Dr. Grace, and on the outside Zabeel joining in. Courtser's pulled out wide from Prince O'Leary. Zabeel goes to the front from Dr. Grace and Sylvatica. Courtser's struggling. She's not going to run a place, maybe. It's Zabeel punched out by Clark. Too good for Dr. Grace. And it's Zabeel first, Dr. Grace second, Courtser third.
It was an impressive win by Zabeel. And
meanwhile, up in Sydney, a strong field of stayers contested the Group 1 Metropolitan Handicap.
Kosh King, the leader, Lord Highbrow on the outside, challenging strongly. Here comes Hunter. Hunter on the outside, putting in his run, and then Sea Legend. Further out, Macquarie Prince with a big run, and Pabulum down the extreme outside. Hunter hit the lead in the Metrop from Lord Highbrow, Kosh King. Now Macquarie Prince and Sea Legend are coming after Hunter. Hunter just in front. Sea Legend is cutting him down with every stride. Hunter just in front. Cassidy throwing everything at him, and Hunter won the Metrop from Sea Legend, thirds close.
During a career that has been interrupted by injury, a Hunter's tenacious win was a just reward for the patience shown by trainer Kerry Jordan. The 5-year-old son of Ivory Hunter continued his Cup's preparation in Melbourne.
Early favourite for the Caulfield Cup was the Lee Freedman-trained Superimpose. He showed that his preparation was on target in the Group 2 Turnbull Stakes.
On the turn, 550 metres left to go, and Vo Rogue swings for home, leading by about 4 lengths now. Royal Pardon is second, Research to the outside, and then Prime Risk followed by Apollo Run. Further back is King's High getting up on the inside, below the 400 now, and Small Ask for Vo Rogue. He leads under the whip by a length and a half. Research is running on very powerfully, and now Superimpose closing strongly. Superimpose has raced to the lead from Vo Rogue, who found nothing. Research got the second, but Superimpose at the 100 drew away from Research. Vorag out of a place with Citizen finishing well, but Superimpose by 2. Research second, and third is Citizen.
The best race meetings in Australia, and it brought out the crowds. The Guineas had brought together a great field of 3-year-olds. Show County, Rising Star Zabeel, and Top Filly Courtser.
this classic race attracted the best 3-year-olds from around the country.
Stargazer's about 6 and 7 deep. Zamoff well back approaching the home turn, and then Stylish Century. On the bend they race Show County just in front. Procol Harum Courtser desperately ridden, not responding at the moment. Zabeel's gone past her on the outside, running on. Procol Harum hit the front from Show County, fighting back. Zabeel under the whip, can't go on with it at the moment. Zamoff finishing well, but Procol Harum's in front of the Guineas. Zamoff and Prince Salieri try to reach him. Procol Harum just in front and held on. Beat Zamoff by a half a head.
From in front of the Guineas, coming in at Zabeel on the outside, then Show County, Zamoff out wide. It's Procol Harum in front. Zamoff and Prince Salieri are flying. Procol Harum, Zamoff flying. Procol Harum hangs on and just won.
Oh, he's above average. You know, it's the horse's first preparation.
Open class.
Win was the first Group 1 success for the powerful Ingham Bloodstock Enterprises. A son of the Nijinsky stallion Western Symphony, Procol Harum was a $50,000 purchase at the inaugural Karaka yearling sales.
Sequence in the Group 1 Caulfield Stakes.
Next, they come towards the home turn on the inside. It's our Westminster, just the leader from Vitalik on his outside, almost level as they swing around the home turn, and small ask for him, and he's put his nose in front. Rogue, Dr. Grace running on, and Elmoret trying to barge through in the middle is finishing well. Vitalik sweeping out wide. Rogue didn't find a lot, and Elmoret hit the front now. Vitalik is out after him. Elmoret about a nick in front of Vitalik. Elmoret ridden out to the line under the whip. Vitalik tries to reach him on the outside. They hit it, and Elmoret won it by a long neck.
Rogue drifted markedly. The strong money was for Elmoret.
Rogue went to the front. Elmoret bullocks his way through, but Vitalik flashes. Vitalik comes after Elmoret, then the Phantom. It's Vitalik going to Elmoret. Vitalik and Elmoret fighting back. Elmoret the inside of Vitalik. Elmoret still a half length in front. Vitalik lunges. No! Elmoret.
Today's field was, very high class, Dan, and the horse has only improved his few runs he's had in Australia, and he's a lovely horse and he's got a lot going for him.
Well, Elmoret's next run is the
Cream of Australia's milers with the same content.
From the Planet, the Epsom winner, still the leader, travelling all right before the turn. 3/4 10 Woodman and Glenview looking for a run behind the leader. Then came pulled to the outside. There's Painted Ocean when they balance, followed by Boardwalk Angel, and then Planet Ruler right down the outside. From the Planet in front of Glenview, who's got out to tackle him at the 200-metre mark. Then came Planet Ruler running on, and Cold Diesel's coming with him now. Glenview got to the lead. Cold Diesel, Planet Ruler tried to reach him. Glenview in front. Cold Diesel with the Burnborough-like finish, bobbed his nose and might have won it from Glenview. A photo.
Cold Diesel was also looking for a berth in the $1 million race. The grey came from well back to just win the Elders Mile.
From the Planet falls in a hole. Glenview went to it. Coming hard, Cold Diesel. The grey finishing fast. The grey goes to the front. Cold Diesel, it's a bob. Oh, tight.
The Herbert Power handicap, which has run over the Caulfield Cup distance, brought together a good field of stayers. Sedestin was heavily backed, but was never a chance, and former English galloper Nay Ritzy sprinted clear at the 300.
But halfway up the straight, Nay Ritzy 2.5 lengths in front, holding Apollo Run and steering at bay, and Nay Ritzy's going to break through. Nay Ritzy wins by 3 lengths. Apollo Run second, Non-Aligned got through for third.
November. 250, opened up 2 lengths Apollo Run, then stirring in a gap further back in the field to Boulon running on, but Nayreezy has pulled the whip now. He's 2 lengths in front, holding Apollo Run and stirring at bay, and it's Nayreezy who'll get into the Caulfield Cup. Nayreezy goes on to win it by 3 lengths Apollo Run. Non-Aligned flashed home for third.
Both fillies continue their spring campaigns in the 1600-metre Classic, the 1,000 guineas at Caulfield.
Golden Prayer, the leader before the home turn from A Little Kiss. Runs coming quickly around the outside. Running on is Queen Guinevere. Tristan 4 wide running on, and Hasted Departure very deep. When they balance for home, Golden Prayer tackled by A Little Kiss. Tristan now. Tristan comes on strongly at the 200-metre mark, and the grey filly swept away from them. From A Little Kiss, Cameen getting through on the inside. Ochiltree from last, but Tristan is going to outclass them totally. Wins 1,000 guineas by 3, pulling up. Close for second, I'll give it to Cameen on the inside from Ochiltree.
Tristan flashing win in the Herbert Power elevated him to favouritism for the 1989 Foster's Caulfield Cup. Legendary American jockey Bill Shoemaker was an added attraction for racegoers on Caulfield Cup Day. Shoemaker had the mount on Sydney's 3-year-old Dr. Grace in the $1 million race.
Steering is on the inside. Research drawn ideally in 2, so is the favourite Nayreezy in 3. Lights on, and they're off to a great start in the Caulfield Cup, and down on the inside, Research was the first to show out from steering. Nayreezy jumped out well behind them, followed by Sedestin over on the outside. The Phantom is going fast with Hunter, and they were being followed by Terrific. Wide on the track, Ideal Centre Man going up there with Chigaro as they come down the straight. Cosine a bit further back. Power of Destiny next over the top of the hill. Nayreezy is links. The length further back is the Nayreezy is links. The length further back is the Phantom. At the head of the others then came Stirring, followed closely there over on the inside by Research and Mr. Dynamite. 1,000 metres to go, and Willie Shoemaker took the 3-year-old Dr. Grace to the lead. By ahead to Cosine with the rails, a length and a half. Terrific Chigaro, and there followed Ideal Sentiment. About a length away to Nayreezy. Hunter with his run round the outside. The Phantom going with him, and they were followed then by Research and Power of Destiny. Further back is Stirring. Cold Diesel out very wide to make his sprint at them. Then Apollo Run, Mr. Dynamite, Superimposed Cuds, and Palace Revolt.
500 left to go now. Cosign and Dr. Grace are still the two leaders, sweeping up to the turn. Citizens rushed up to them, and then Ideal Sentiment. Chicaro just behind the leaders from Power of Destiny and Hunter. Out very wide, Apollo Run and Coal Diesel the widest when they set sail for home. Cosign led Dr. Grace and Citizen on the outside. Then the Phantom followed by Stirring, and look at Coal Diesel coming home now down the outside. The Phantom and Coal Diesel reach the lead now from Apollo Run. Fighting back Dr. Grace, it's Coal Diesel on the outside. Nayreezy bursting through, but Coal Diesel will win the Caulfield Cup by a long neck to Nayreezy, and third is the Phantom just in front of him.
Putting him with a good rap on the home turn in the Cup. Now many chances. Cosign tackled by Ideal Sentiment. Wider out Sedestin, and the Phantom is joining him with a good run down the outside. Very deep on the track. Coal Diesel is rattling home, and so is Apollo Run. Halfway down the running now, Sedestin takes the lead, but Coal Diesel is swamping them. Coal Diesel hit the front, 100 metres left to go. Nayreezy is bursting clear. Coal Diesel in front of Nayreezy coming after it. Coal Diesel in front. Coal Diesel has won the Posters Caulfield Cup. A long neck to Nayreezy. Third home is the Phantom, I think, or Apollo Run, and a photo for third. The Phantom and Apollo Run. Back behind them then came Cosign with Stirring. They're followed next home by Dr. Grace, then Sedestin. Next is Kuds, a long gap to Ideal Sentiment, and further run.
Coal Diesel's Burnborough finish was one of the most exciting witnessed at Caulfield in many years. Owned and trained by Greg Mance, Coal Diesel lifted his stake earnings to over $1 million in winning the Cup. A healthy return on the $13,000 that Mance outlaid for the son of Brigand at the 87 Dalgety Bloodstock Yearling Sale.
Belmont followed then south of Belmont, followed by Better Loosen Up, and the last of all the Bois tailed off when they sweep to the turn. 400 left to go. Light Show, Heavenly View about to come to the bend together with Redelver and Jetfighter challenging. Acid Print, Don't Play, waiting for the runs, and further back in the field, Escape King. Heavenly View took the lead at the 200 from Light Show. Here's Acid Print getting a run through now, followed by Redelver and Better Loosen Up diving through to the inside. Heavenly View's in front, though, kicked away from Acid Print. Better Loosen Up finishing well, but Heavenly View's in front as they hit it, and Heavenly View won it by a neck. Better Loosen Up.
The Lion Michael
relaxed and lazy on the track, and his first run he ran second in the 1400 at Caulfield. We had the stablemate Heavenly View beat him that day, and my brother rode him that time, and he felt that he was probably a shade unlucky not to have won the race, and that was the first signs of we had of the horse in his first run for us.
They kicked away from Acid Print. Better Loosen Up finishing well, but Heavenly View's in front as they hit it, and Heavenly View won it by a neck. Better Loosen Up.
The line Michael Clark was looking for was this. Better was only going to get better. And better. And better again.
Yes, Red Anchor winning his Cox on Tulloch, Farlap, Heroic. The list goes on. And Bone Crusher when he won it over our Waverley Star back in 1986, Dulcify in 79 and Surround in 76. The list goes on, and as I was saying earlier, they are all class horses, and that's what makes this Australia's class race.
Stylish Century, Vogue and our Westminster bounced out quickly. There goes the Phantom and Procol Harum, Tristan are up in the middle, and Almarat and Courtsa are over on the inside, and Stylish Century comes over and leads at the judge now. Stylish Century goes to the front, going out of the straight now on the Cox Plate to lead a length and a half now to the Phantom, and Tristan are third. Fourth in the middle is Procol Harum from Almarat, Vogue out three deep around Courtsa, and then King's High. Then Vitalik get over on the inside, Riverina Charm, two further back, our Westminster Zabeel. Empire Rose is back second last, and Apollo Run last of all. At the 1400 metre mark, and Stylish Century out with a big lead, about 3 or 4 lengths in front. Vogue has gone to second, but he's caught out very wide. He sweeps around the outside to go up second. Over on the inside of him is the Phantom. They're followed back in the middle by Procol Harum. Vogue still out 3 deep. 2 lengths further back is Almarat, who's fifth over on the inside of Courtsa. Tristan are out 3 deep, 2 further back, Riverina Charm. They're followed on the outside by Vitalik, King's High the middle. A couple of lengths further back is our Westminster, followed by Zabeel. Empire Rose is 15 from them, and 3 to Apollo Run last of all. At the turn of the 850 and the 3-year-old in front, Stylish Century led by a length and a half. The Phantom is second, they're followed by Vogue. Small-hearted work at Vogue, running third, he's not going well. Here's Almarat getting off the rail, he's coming into it now. They're followed by Tristan R, Vitalik, and further back Courtsa, King's High. Well back Riverina Charm and our Westminster, Stylish Century in front, but Almarat has run into second now, 500 to go. A length into Tristan, Vitalik followed by the Phantom. Then further back, our Westminster, Voro going backwards, the others aren't in it. Stylish Sentry, the one they've got to run down though on the turn, a length in front. Almorad stride by stride, and our Westminster coming with a great run at the 200-metre mark. Stylish Sentry in front. Almorad is starting to come after him on the outside. Almorad getting to Stylish Sentry. The pull and the weights. Almorad on the outside gets his nose in front. He's going home better, and Almorad, great performance, takes the Cox Plate. Almorad a nose to Stylish Sentry, and Empire Rose has got up to run third.
Stylish Sentry is nicely close behind them, Riverina Charmer. Then our Westminster, a long gap to Empire Rose. Apollo Run and Zabeel as they come up towards the home turn. 450 metres left to go, and Stylish Sentry is nicely clear. About 2 lengths to Almorad, who's now second, a half length away, being hard-ridden. Tristan Vitalik running on. Our Westminster is back behind them, well back as the Phantom as they make the home turn. Stylish Sentry in front with 200 metres left to go. Here comes Almorad down the outside. Wider on the track, our Westminster. Stylish Sentry being tackled by Almorad, who's coming at it. Stylish Sentry on the inside, and Almorad on the outside. Stylish Sentry and Almorad by a long head in the Cox Plate. 4 lengths away, then maybe Empire Rose or our Westminster, not much between them. They're followed by Riverina Charm right on the heels, and then came King's High, followed next home by Apollo Run, and further away is Tristan, followed by Vitalik, Courtsa, Procol Harum. Bo Rogue's a long way back, and well back to the Phantom, and last of all is Zabeel.
Oh, what a great performance by the Melbourne Cup favourite, Almorad, as he inch by inch took ground off Stylish Sentry. A bold front-running performance under the guidance of Kevin Moses, but Michael Clark has brought the Colin Hayes stayer down the outside, and Sheikh Hamdan bin Rashid Al, he'll be absolutely behind himself, the Sheikh Maktoum, taking out the Cox Plate with Almorad, and I won't be at all surprised if this wonderful overseas stallion goes on to take out the big 2-miler at Flemington on Tuesday week. This has been stamped with class, this win by Almorad. I spent some time telling you Colin Hayes had made the comment that Almorad might well be the greatest stayer he's ever prepared, and I said don't take it lightly, because those horses that he has prepared included At Tallack and Belldale Ball, but more importantly Dulcify. Michael third.
For Almorad's trainer Colin Hayes, his Cox Plate win came just 2 days after announcing his retirement. His head-and-head battle with Stylish Sentry was a memorable spectacle. The recurrence of a tendon injury denied the son of Alamanamu a crack at the Melbourne Cup, and he'll commence stud duties in 1990 at Cornwall Park Stud in Victoria.
We'll look at Almorad's stirring win in the Cox Plate later in the program. However, the Moody Valley Cup, run over 2,600 metres on Cox Plate Day, revealed some true Cups contenders.
Brooklyn Dodger, terrific on the outside. Narbotto pushed along, will need a run on the fence cosine. Citizen from the rear of the field, then Pacific Mirage, followed by our Watchman, and Mr. Dynamite is next, and then Palace Revolt. They're homeward bound, and it's Candide has taken a narrow lead from Stirring. Terrific joining in. Here comes Citizen with giant strides on the outside. The Tasmanian Citizen sweeps to the front as they turn over Terrific, and then it's Candide and Cosine. Citizen home for all money in the closing part of the race for Philip Holdeman over Cosine and Terrific, and Citizen salutes the judge.
Last season's
We'll start this section of the programme with a look at a filly who was to become the best of her sex by the end of the season.
Bounce again, straightens up well clear. Bounce again with the rider looking over the shoulder, 3 lengths on County Cashel, and then Triscay followed by Nuns Chorus and White Crest, but Bounce again well clear at the 200 mark. Triscay, the filly, is coming after him quickly now. Triscay down the outside has rushed quickly to Bounce again. Triscay is coming home the better. She draws level, takes the lead. She's going to bolt in. Bounce again is stopping quickly in second place, and Triscay shied at the winning post, but won very easily over Bounce again.
Following her soft win in the Silver Slipper, Triscay was rested until the autumn. Down in Melbourne, it was the Bletchingley colt Canny Lad who'd captured the public's attention.
300 to go now. Manitou went to the lead from Century Pike. 2 lengths away, Canny Lad and Superstructure. Manitou in front of the 200. Century Pike trying to reach at the inside. Canny Lad a length and a quarter behind them under the whip and closing now. Manitou just in front. Canny Lad coming at him strongly the last little bit. And Canny Lad goes on to win at 3/4 to Manitou second.
Out wide. Manitou held together. Dye gets stuck into the favourite, Canny Lad. Manitou in front, shaken up a half to Century Pike. Now Canny Lad comes at it, followed by Superstructure. Look at Rory's Image Star. starting to flash out wide. Century Pike, the filly, goes to Manitou. Canny Lad comes at the pair of them. Canny Lad goes to Manitou. Century Pike, a great finish in the first for the top. He's going to get home. Canny Lad wins by a length to Manitou and Century Pike. Rory's Image wants further, I think, and then Superstructure followed by Stunner. And Black Opera was back at the tail end of the field. Brilliant start to the carnival, John Letts.
Oh, he's got a great future, this horse, a top racehorse.
Light On, and they're away.
On her winning way in the Group 2 Wakeful Stakes.
Wide, Courts are a long way back. 400 to go. Hasty departure, the leader. On the outside, Tristan are running on, and coming with her is La Tristia, and then Gamine and a Little Kiss got up on the inside. Ockletree following her home. 250 to go. A Little Kiss in front. Here's Tristan are finishing well on the outside. A Little Kiss by a neck. The grey filly ranges up, puts her nose in front. Tristan are, and Tristan are's coming clear. Treble for Cummings. Tristan are wins it by a length. A Little Kiss. La Tristia third. Ockletree fourth.
Got up on the go. A Little Kiss got up on the inside. The grey comes out of Tristan are. Down the outside, running on fairly well. Queen Guinevere from Hermoso. A Little Kiss in front, but Tristan are sprints ever so quickly. Tristan are goes up to A Little Kiss, and what a great mare she's going to be. Tristan are, she's the favourite for the Oaks. Wins by a length the Wakeful from A Little Kiss, and third La Tristia. They were followed in by Oakletree, Hermoso. King for his third.
Only 8-3. The Victoria Derby, a classic race for classy horses.
Then Zamoff third. Stargazer on the rails, hanging a bit round the turn. Dr. Grace was next. Interstellar answering the challenge out wide. Then Procol Harum when they set sail for home from Elbag. Below the 400, Stylish Century kicked away. Got out by 2.5 lengths now from Counterfeit. Zamoff down the outside, and then Dr. Grace and Interstellar. Stylish Century at the 200. Still 3 lengths in front now from Zamoff, who got the second. Then Counterfeit and Dr. Grace, but it's Stylish Century. He's clear with 100 metres to go. Moses keeping him going, and Stylish Century wins the Derby by 2.5 to Zamoff. Third, Dr. Grace. Fourth.
At the 250, Interstellar hooked out wide from Procol Harum, then came Dr. Grace. At the 400, Stylish Century kicked away 2 in front. Coming at him, Counterfeit. Zamoff running on strongly, then came Dr. Grace. At the 250, Stylish Century still 3 lengths in front of the Derby. He's kicked away from Zamoff. Counterfeit, I think he's got it one. Stylish Century, he'll have to stop quickly. He's 3 lengths in front. He has got it one. And Stylish Century's going to win the Hong Kong Bank Victoria Derby by 3 lengths. Zamoff second, third on the outside, Dr. Grace, then Counterfeit, Interstellar, Elbag, Stargazer next in, and they were followed home by Procol Harum, Opalette, Lord Chamberlain, Kaya, 1989 Hong Kong Bank Victoria Derby, and what a run, John Letts.
Well, what a great ride by Kevin Moses too. Everyone, I think, that was here at Flemington today thought he'd go straight to the lead on Stylish Century. He sat back till they went down to about the 1800, went to the lead very easily. You could see the pace was nice and even, and no one wanted the front, took him to the lead, and he just...
8-6, 1,200 metres. Light On, and they're off-end racing. Prince Anton didn't jump all that well, and getting away pretty quickly was Rigoletto. Lonely Dreamer shows a bit of toe early. Rise and Shine was going fairly quickly. They were followed by Royal Reel, settling in off the pace today. Heavenly View's up into about 5th placing, and Glenview out a little bit wider. Followed by Prismatic Star, Boardwalk Angel, Light Show very deep. Settling down now, about 850 metres left to go. Rise and Shine allowed to get up on the insides, probably just in front, but they're stretched across the track. Prince Anton, Lonely Dreamer, Heavenly View, Tin Woodman behind them, followed by Planet Ruler, wider out on the track, Light Show, Boardwalk Angel, Lonely Dreamer, then Rigoletto about 5 lengths off the speed. Uncle Sid was next, Planet Ruler over in the lilac colours towards the inside, and they were followed by Petrero starting to warm up. About 400 metres left to go. Lonely Dreamer goes up on the outside of Rise and Shine, then Prince Anton. Heavenly View fourth and running on fairly strongly, Boardwalk Angel, Glenview, then Prismatic Star, Tin Woodman down the outside, Royal Reel. Inside the 250, Heavenly View goes up on the outside of Rise and Shine. Still Rise and Shine a half in front. The grey coming at it now. Heavenly View goes to the front. Planet Ruler out of the ground. He'll beat them. Planet Ruler gets through in the middle, and Planet Ruler wins, and what a run. Planet Ruler beat Heavenly View, and third Glenview. Fourth home on the inside, Rise and Shine. They were followed home next in by Royal Reel. Rigoletto ran on well from Petrero. Prismatic Star, Tin Woodman, Lonely Dreamer, Boardwalk Angel, Light Show, Uncle Sid. and Northern Copy is finished back at the tail of the field.
Is from Prince Anton, a length and a half to Heavenly View, and Prismatic Star is only about a length and a half off the pace now. Then Glenview, hard pressured past by Boardwalk Angel, Tin Woodman, Planet Ruler, 250 to go now. Rise and Shine got about a length in front of Heavenly View. Prismatic Star, Lonely Dreamer folding up, and then Glenview. Heavenly View raced up with 100 metres to go. She put her head in front. Planet Ruler out of the pack, grabs her quickly. Planet Ruler raced up, took the lead, and Planet Ruler has got up to win from Heavenly View.
Field, what an extraordinary performance.
Then, but Planet Ruler is a good miler up north, and we know about the straight six at Flemington. We've always got to have a horse that can get 1,400 or 1,600 metres, and he just proved it today. But I got the sectional times. You know, they ran the last 2 furlongs in 22.9 seconds, which is flying, and they've run 1:8.3,
which is a new metric record.
Which is a new metric record.
Great run, what a run.
Oh, he was the horse that was behind the pack, and Brian York has threaded his way through the field and on the
way from Rise and Shine.
A son of the now-deceased stallion Kaeru Star, Planet Ruler scorched down the straight six in 1:8.3 seconds to create a new course record. Trained by Queensland's leading trainer Bruce McLaughlin, Planet Ruler took his stake earnings to over $520,000.
Off was a great
McKinnon. Lord Highbrow, Empire Rose stand up better. Lights on, away. Empire Rose missed it a half length. Bow Road, one of the first out, he'll try and lead. Eye of the Sky on his outside. Horlicks the inside with Research, and then Fleetwood Lad. Followed by Riverina Charm, King's High, Nay Rizzy wide, then Botto, Empire Rose. Getting back a bit, Lord Highbrow with Terrific. One away, Terrific, and a half length to Superimpose. And he's 12 lengths off the leader, Bow Rogue, as they run by the 11.50. Bow Rogue by 3 lengths now, and second placing Eye of the Sky. Fleetwood Lad went up on his outside, a length and a half to Horlicks and Research, a length and a half back to King's High, outside Riverina Charm, 1.5 to Nay Rizzy, then Empire Rose inside Narbotto, 2 lengths to Lord Highbrow, Superimpose, and 2 lengths away Terrific, and Bow Rogue's open up with a big break. 950 metres to go on the McKinnon Stakes, and Bow Rogue led by 5. Second was Eye of the Sky, a half to Fleetwood Lad, Horlicks 4th, Research 5th, 2 lengths to King's High, Riverina Charm, 2 lengths away, Empire Rose getting closer. Then Nay Rizzy followed out wider by Narbotto, Superimposed well back. Lord Highbrow second last, and Terrific at the rear. Bow Rogue in front, 600 to travel. Bow Rogue by 4 lengths, Researchers going up the chase. Then Fleetwood Lad, King's High starts to run on. Eye of the Sky was next. Then came well back Riverina Charm, Empire Rose about 10 lengths off them, and Horlicks is now into the clear, 450 to go. Bow Rogue shaken up by Cyril Small, led a length and a half. Second Research, third King's High running on Horlicks, Empire Rose getting through, down to the 300, Bow Rogue under the whip, King's High comes at him with Research. Here's Horlicks on the outside, and Superimposed flying from Empire Rose. Bow Rogue in front, Horlicks goes up on the outside with King's High. Horlicks and King's High. Horlicks is just in front of this great New Zealand mare's going to win the McKinnon. Horlicks a half length to King's High and Bow Rogue. Fourth in was Superimposed, and the run of the race was Empire Rose. She ran 5th. Then came Research, followed in by Fleetwood Lad, Lord Highbrow, Riverina Charm, Terrific, Narbotto. Second last, Eye of the Sky, and Nay Rizzy's actually been last over the line.
Favourite for the Melbourne stand with Empire Rose and Horlicks. What a great win, but it was interesting to note earlier in the day, Interstellar, when the last
time's actually a new track record, a best metric time record.
And then King's High, Riverina Charm taken away from the fence when they balance for home. Next in the field is Horlicks, and they're followed by Lord Highbrow, Empire Rose well back. Small produced the whip inside the 400, Bow Rogue 2 in front of Research. They're followed by King's High, who's running on. Horlicks to the outside, and then Superimposed. Empire Rose not going on at the 200. Bow Rogue 3/4, King's High and Horlicks. Then Research and Superimposed. Horlicks got to the lead now with King's High going with a bit. It's Horlicks, the mighty mare, in front by a neck nearing the line, and the New Zealander won it by a half a length.
The Dave O'Sullivan trained mare then headed off to Japan to try and achieve.
Just over the line.
Favourite for the Melbourne Cup now. Dan with
into form at the right time in the Dalgety Handicap, one of the traditional lead-up races to the Melbourne Cup.
In the straight below the 400, Sea Legend got up on the inside, took the lead now. Out after him is Kosh King, and Gave Pack on the outside, running on from our watchman, Improchetto. Line of 3 at the 200-metre mark. In the centre, Kosh King put his head in front. Gave Pack fighting back on the outside, then Sea Legend. Kosh King in front, Gave Pack a neck behind him, tries to reach him, but Kosh King's going to win the Dalgety. Kosh King won it by a long head to Gave Pack.
Inside, Sea Legend goes to the front, 350 to go. Kosh King's going to challenge Go Pack over on the outside. Impressido battling on. Sea Legend and Kosh King getting through. Go Pack wider. Kosh King in the middle, on the outside, Go Pack. Kosh King goes for the front. Coming at it again, Go Pack the outside. Kosh King just in front. He's ahead in front of Go Pack near the post end. Kosh King just hangs on. Kosh King won, beat Go Pack, and third Sea Legend. They were full of...
Every year, it's your day. It's Australia's Day. It's the first Tuesday in November, the day they run the Melbourne Cup.
The fourth horse to win back-to-back Melbourne Cups, and I feel as though she can do it. Tony Allen to complete a remarkable achievement. Graham Kelly.
Ryan Hibbert in the saddle, won the Brisbane. Number 9 is Kudz, and wearing a one-eyed blinker today, and Colin Hayes is predicting he'll run into the placings.
Last old Stylish Century become the first of his age in 48 years to win the Melbourne Cup. A brilliant win in the Derby on Saturday. He's your selection, Graham Kelly, and there's a great tip around for him.
Yes, I think Stylish Century can win. His trainer, Bill Mitchell, says he's done everything right. He's...
Injuries to Elmerad, Hunter, Apollo Run and Narizzi depleted the Cup field in the days leading up to that first Tuesday in November. The public rallied to support Empire Rose into favouritism, but the giant mare would have to create history if she were to win Australasia's greatest race in consecutive years.
The light is flashing for the Melbourne Cup, and there they go. And the great mare, Empire Rose, bounced out quickly with Kosh King on the outside. Back towards the inside, and Research began well. Celis Opera away well with Pacific Mirage, and Superimpose has gone to the front on settling down. Research moving up with Go Pack further out in the track, and Stylish Century, the 3-year-old, left the gate well. He's moving up towards the lead, and further out on the track, Power of Destiny, the jockey's lost the cap. Ideal Sentiment further out, and Empire Rose looking for a position. On the outside of her is Kosh King as they come to the 400-metre mark on the first round of the Melbourne Cup, and Power of Destiny in for the back by Research as the 3-year-old goes to the lead with a left to go, followed by the Phantom. Citizen last of the main bunch, and 5 lengths to Cold Diesel, who's tailed off. Up with 1,600 metres to go in the Melbourne Cup, and Empire Rose moves around the outside to go up second behind the 3-year-old Stylish Century. Stylish Century into the back of the Melbourne Cup, led by a length to Empire Rose. Third, then Kosh King. Fourth on the fence is Power of Destiny from Ideal Sentiment. Fleetwood Ladders racing wide, then Superimpose. 2 lengths further back, Research saving ground. Sea Legend going around it. Then Hidden Rhythm followed by Kudz, and further back, Go Pack. They're followed by Lord Highbrow, Terrific, Plume de Ville, Celis Opera, followed by Palace Revolt. Then Saratov, Citizen a mile from them with the Phantom. And 8 lengths last of all, Cold Diesel can't keep up. And as they race up with about 900 to go, and Kudz has swept around the outside to go to the lead from Kosh King and then Stylish Century. Empire Rose has lost her position from Fleetwood Lad. Empire Rose is losing ground there. They've gone past her, followed by Power of Destiny and Sea Legend, but the imported Kudz the leader. Up to the bend, it's Kudz by 3 lengths. Around the outside goes Palace Revolt, followed by Hidden Rhythm. Empire Rose behind them, then Stylish Century dropping out. Superimpose is bumping with Fleetwood Lab when they turn for home. In the straight they race in the Melbourne Cup. Kudz the leader. Superimpose is ranging up now. It's the danger. Superimpose, and down the outside Lord Highbrow, and Terrific with a great run. It's Superimpose getting to the front with about 200 metres to go. Gouchy riding hard. Here's the stablemate Terrific. Fighting back is Kudz. Here's a great go. 200 to go. Terrific coming at Superimpose. Terrific doing better in the Melbourne Cup, and Terrific is going to win the Cup. Terrific gets up to win. Superimpose is second, Kudz third, and those in front of right out the Phantom.
Saratov has lost its rider, and Celis Opera's gone over the top of Fall in the Foster's Melbourne Cup. Around the turn, 600 metres to go, and Kudz kicked away. Kudz has raced away about 3 lengths in front. In second placing, Superimpose, then Power of Destiny. Wider out on the track was Lord Highbrow, followed by Plume d'Orvier. Rosie's under pressure, she can't win. 300 metres to go, and Superimpose takes the lead in the Cup from Kudz. Then Lord Highbrow down the outside was Terrific. Superimpose in front, it could be a Friedman Quinella. Superimpose in front, Terrific coming late on the outside. Kudz fights back, it's Kudz, Superimpose, and Terrific's going to win the Cup for Lee Friedman. Terrific kicked away and wins it, Quinella for Lee. Terrific first, Superimpose second, Kudz third. Then came the Phantom, followed by Sedestin. Lord Highbrow, Plume d'Orvier, Research, Power of Destiny. Then Sea Legend, Kate's Mill fell back, well back in the field. held Ideal Cinnamon. Then came Hidden Rhythm, followed by Empire Rose. She couldn't do it today, Rosie. Then Hidden Rhythm, well back, Ideal Cinnamon, Cold Diesel, Never In It from Stylish Century, Palace Revolt, Kosh King. And unfortunately, there was a fall. Saratov and Salis Opera have both come down. John, I missed it. I haven't seen the jockeys. The horses are okay.
They were way back in the field at the time that they fell down, but what a great training triumph for Lee Friedman with Terrific, ridden by Shane Dye, who partnered the winner of the Golden Slipper this year. Courtser now has come out and won the Melbourne Cup, but how do you think Darren Gauchi would feel? Darren's been riding Superimposed most of the time, and he has ridden Terrific, and today Shane Dye jumped on this Terrific and he's beaten Superimposed. Darren ran second, I think, about 4 years ago in the Melbourne Cup, and now he's had to settle for second again. And Kutz, what a great run for Colin Hayes in his last year of training to run 30. He looked the winner racing down past about the 300, but the long Flemington straight told him out. And
but Terrific going home a winner of the Melbourne Cup. Shane Dye puts the whip away, and he's run the fastest time ever of 3:17.1.
Thank you. Thanks, Mick.
Yeah, he ran great, got a little bit too far back. He flattened out and I got a nice bump inside, was just a little bit unlucky.
Mick Clark with Kutz, good run, Mick.
Oh, great run. He tried hard. He's a good, strong one-pace horse, and I thought he nearly had the money for a while.
Thanks, mate. Darren, good run, Superimposed.
Yeah, put it mighty, but just failed to run the 2 mile out real strong.
Thanks very much. Tony, any excuse for Empire Rose?
Not really. She had her chance. She just couldn't really finish the race off.
Thanks, Tony. Kevin Moses, Stylish Century.
I think the Derby took a bit more out of him than we thought he did.
Thanks very much, Kevin. How about you?
Yeah, he went a good race. He got in trouble with the horses that fell.
Jimmy Castley with Kate's Mill.
I was always wide, mate, and just kept getting...
Kenny Russell, any excuse?
He moved into it on the turn, but he struggled from there on.
Thanks, Kenny. Larry, great run, Lord Highbrow.
Yes, he looked a good chance there halfway up the straight. Just died a little bit, but didn't have the best runs, but still very good just the same.
Thanks very much, Larry.
Took his place in the first of his 3 Melbourne Cups. Darren Gauchi was his jockey.
Well, it was a great run. I thought it was a very good ride. He made use of an inside barrier and gave the horse the easiest possible run most of the trip. Got out, had the race won, and it was just the horse who was probably better equipped for 2 miles and a little bit better weighted that beat him on the day. But it was one of his greatest runs, I feel.
It was a training triumph for young Victorian trainer Lee Friedman, as runner-up Superimposed made it a stable Quinella. Jockey Shane Dye's great ride was a major contribution to Terrific's effort. A $50,000 purchase at the Wrights and Yearling sale in New Zealand, he boosted his stake earnings to $1.46 million in winning the '89 Foster's Melbourne Cup. All going well, Terrific will contest the 1990 Melbourne Cup and stake his claim for consecutive wins on that first Tuesday in November.
For the Linlithgow Stakes. Many chances, 300 metres to go. Gin Rhythm probably just got ahead in front. Sylvatica coming through, and look at Boardwalk Angel in the middle. Boardwalk Angel gets the gap in the middle, goes up to tackle Gin Rhythm, and now Rodelva comes at them. But Boardwalk Angel sprinted away, and she'll bolt the Linlithgow in. Boardwalk Angel races away from Rodelva and Petrero and wins by 3. Boardwalk Angel first, Rodelva second, Petrero third. Then Gin Rhythm, Kirkside, Alberta Jazz, Jet Fighter, Sylvatica, Rechabite, and Sculptured Arch back at the rear with Dandy Andy.
CX, the grey filly with the fluid action, started a hot favourite in the 2,500 metre classic, and the supporters never had a moment's worry.
800 left to go, coming down near to the home turn now. Be My Valentine, 3/4 Sunshine, Sally Latristia, Hermoso, Queen Guinevere next, and then Grand Fun. Tristan are still there, running about 6th or 7th, nearing the turn, and they were followed by Poserica. Highfield Queen pulled out wide to make its run. Next to Little Kiss when they sweep for home from Bistro, Miss and Gamine tucked in on the inside rail. Down the straight they run, Latristia the leader, led by a length now to Be My Valentine. The Tristan are trying to come on now. She's finishing well. She's in the clear. 250 to go. Latristia the leader. Here's Tristanar gobbling her up. The Grand Filly draws level with her stablemate. Tristanar puts her head in front under the whip from Cassidy. She's drawn away from Latristia. Ochiltree late, but it's Tristanar's Oaks. Wins by 2 lengths. Latristia a Cummings Quinella.
Tristanar starting to close, and then came Grand Fun, Sunshine Sally. Tristanar moves up on the outside of Latristia. Tristanar takes the lead from Latristia. They've kicked away from Ochiltree. 3 running on strongly, but Tristan burst away, and she's going to win the Oaks. Tristan burst a length and a half. Second last Tristia, Cummings Quinella.
I think Bart had to hold back the tears at the Pleasant.
Tristanar's clean sweep of the Fillies Classics prompted her trainer to declare her the best filly he'd trained. High praise indeed for the daughter of champion sire Sir Tristram, who was purchased at the 88 Magic Millions yearling sale for $370,000.
I think he likes the idea of 2,500 metres. Perhaps he thinks he'll just beat. Lighters on. Away and racing, and to go, he goes for the whip on Bow Rogue. He's a half length in front. Nonaline comes at him on the outside with its Candide. Bow Rogue fights back. It's Bow Rogue, it's Candide and Nonaline. Bow Rogue on the inside, he's fighting back. Coming hard, Al Shannon Lad. Al Shannon Lad on the outside of its Candide. Al Shannon Lad comes at them on the outside and wins. Al Shannon Lad first, a photo second, maybe Bow Rogue from its Candide and Mountaineer. Then Power of Destiny, Nonaline, Hassam, Kate's Mill. Then Fail Proof, Delaclaire, Our Watchman, Surfhorn, Be Reasonable. Peaceful Kingdom, Superior Way, Merino Explorer, Grosvenor Hall, and Shoemaker's run last.
Dan 9 Better Loosen Up is the weight tip in the race with only 51 kilos. He was previously trained by Bart Cummings, now with Colin Hayes, and a very unlucky second to Heavenly View at his last start.
Ron Quitton, in fact, I think never quits the last as Dan calls the Honda Stakes.
Never Quit links up, and they're just about set to go for this Group 1 race over 1,600 metres. Famous mile here at Flemington, and they're racing in the Honda. Never Quit slow out, and so too was the Grey Swifts in. Marwong beat them out. Jumping quickly was Bronze Knight. He looks up for the early lead with Fen Dalton. Painted Ocean, Royal Creation up there early today, and Glenview wider. A couple of horses getting interfered with there. Painted Ocean was one of them. Royal Creation also got a slight frat. A length and a half away, then a Painted Ocean, followed by Better Loosen Up. 2 lengths to Pressman's Choice, then Acid Print, Aces and Kings. And back at the rear end of the field, Never Quit and Swift Send. 700 metres to go. Fen Dalton led by 2. Our Crone second. Third, Boardwalk Angel, then Memphis Blues, followed by Bronze Knight, Glenview. 2 to Royal Creation. Then Marwong, Better Loosen Up, Painted Ocean, Pressman's Choice, Aces and Kings hooked out deep. And back of the rear, Acid Print with Swift Send and Never Quit. Straightening up, 500 metres to go. Our Crone goes up the Fen Dalton. A length away, Boardwalk Angel, followed by Bronze Knight, Glenview running on. Royal Creation under the whip, and then Better Loosen Up, Memphis Blues. 300 metres to go. It's Our Crone in front. He's a length clear, getting into second place in Glenview. Royal Creation running on was Better Loosen Up. Our Crone kicked away. 150 to go. He's a length and a half clear. Better Loosen Up coming hard, then Swift Send. Our Crone, Better Loosen Up, Better Loosen Up coming at Our Crone. They go to the line. Better Loosen Up one. A short half head to Our Crone and Swift Send. Then Glenview and Fen Dalton, followed by Pressman's Choice and Acid Print. Painted Ocean, Memphis Blues, Royal Creation, Boardwalk Angel, Bronze Knight. Never Quit well back with Aces and Kings, and Marwong was back in the rear in a brilliant finish.
Now in the Honda, 500 left to go, and Fendalton the leader. Urged forward in front of Our Crone at the margin, half a length straightening up now. 1.5 to Boardwalk Angel, Bronze Knight. Glenview called on for her run. Next Royal Creation, who's under the whip along the rails, and further back is Better Loosen Up. Our Crone at the 300 got level with Fendalton, put its nose in front. Boardwalk Angel a length and a half back. Glenview, Royal Creation trying to reach the leaders. Better Loosen Up with a late run, but it's Our Crone in front, 100 out. Here's Better Loosen Up, and Swift's in from last. Our Crone in front. Better Loosen Up nearly level as they go to the line. A bobbing finish. Better Loosen Up, I think, may have wanted a nose.
I think if the photo goes the way that we think it has, and Colin Hayes has won his first race for the Carnival, but what a great run out Croner, his first run in Australia, and he's just gone under, and oh gee, Better Loosen Up really got to the line hard on the outside. This is a lot closer than what a lot of people think too. Myself personally, for me, I know you've given the horse on the outside, Dan, but gee, it was close, wasn't it?
It certainly was. I'm having second thoughts now too. Better Loosen Up was finishing better, but Our Crone did find something, and the judge will have to separate these two.
And there it is. Number 9, Better Loosen Up then. It's got there. But Colin Hayes won't he be glad the bubbles burst.
Well, I'm
Here
glad
they are,
too.
Danny. They're getting very close together there in the head-on film. See them?
Yeah, they do come together. Colin Hayes might be able to talk to us about this. He must be rapt to get his first winner of the Carnival. We're going to talk to Colin now in the winning enclosure.
Well, Colin, you've broken back for a winner at the Melbourne Cup Carnival.
Well, that was a relief, really. Must have had 10 or 12 placings, and I was just reminded then we've run 5 seconds in this race. over the last 5 years.
You did that pretty hard too at the finish, the last 300 metres. So, I mean, Better Loosen Up was flying, but whether it would get there or not was a big question.
Well, yes, it was nice, yes. And he put the writing on the wall when we were in second to Heavenly View the other day at Caulfield. And Heavenly View stamped the form by running second in the good sprint on Saturday.
Actually, you've been tipping him for this race for about nearly 4 weeks, haven't you?
Yes, I have. I think all my friends have been, if they've got any money left anyway.
Oh, I'm sure they have. Dig deep. Now, what will you do with Better Loosen Up now, Colin?
We'll possibly think of Perth, because the railway and the Rothwell and things like that. But we'll play. I'll have a look at the programs, but we've...
The Group 2 Sandown Guineas was expected to provide the Bart Cummings filly Tristanar with yet another easy win.
Daisy Knight took the lead from True Label in the straight. Tristanar just behind them, needing a run. She's squeezing through near the inside. Answers the challenge of the whip. Stargazer runs on, and now Benbara Queen. Tristanar slipping up on the inside. Put her nose in front. High Waters coming with his run. Drumming out late on the outside. It's Tristanar in front. Stargazer grabs the filly. Stargazer draws away. Stargazer wins it by a length and a quarter. Second is Tristanar, and third Drumming.
Stargazer's win in the Sandown Guineas was Tommy Smith's third consecutive win in the race.
For the New Zealand 1,000 guineas.
2 lengths at the moment, coming to the 600 metres. She's set a pretty hot, sizzling pace. Sea Mister's chasing her hard. Melody Fox is in behind her. Fiesta Rose being angled out to lunge and make a bit of a run at her. Yankee's Effort drifting a little bit now, and round the outside comes Jade Gate. Past the 400 they go. A bit further back in the running, they were followed by Hakatiri, and a bit further back again to Super In. But as they race to the distance now, it's Philippa Rush, and she's cruising at the moment. Philippa Rush, she's going beautifully for Chris Johnson. He's just sitting on her, and look at her come away. She's 6 lengths in front of the field. Super In's running home pretty well next to Sea Mist, and through the centre Fiesta Rose. Super In's come to the end of its run, and Sea Mist is going to take second, third.
In winning the Guineas, Philippa Rush recorded her 9th win from 10 starts. The filly was owned and trained by Jim Campen, who controls Checkers Stud in New Zealand, where Philippa Rush's sire, Prince Echo, stood before being sold to Queensland.
Kiwi Classics, the television New Zealand 2000 Guineas.
They race down the side, 700 to go. He's blushing just the leader from Cicatrix on teams on their quarters. Pumpernickel's had a good run on the trail. Associate starting to fan out, wider out on the track with Irish King, and also coming into it is Castletown, and wider out on the track now, Just a Dancer. Where's the favourite, Finnegan Fox? He's trying to thread his way through the middle. He's about 7 wide, and he's galloped up to them in a couple of strides, and Tom Teams dash through the centre. Now as they get down past the distance, but Finnegan Foster's galloped past them, and Finnegan Fox, he's galloped away from Son Team and Castletown and Eurostar, and finishing well down the outside is Just a Dancer, but what a great horse he is. Finnegan Fox, he's out by 3 lengths, Son Team, Castletown.
Finnegan Fox's powerful finishing burst saw him record the biggest winning margin in the 16-year history of the race. For jockey Larry Cassidy, younger brother of Jim, it was his biggest success to date.
This is the New Zealand Cup at Ricketton.
Round to the home turn, it's been a pretty fast cup, and King Kenora still in front, turning in, 400 metres to go. King Kenora from Red Hawk, Prince Kumai's battling in the trail, he's not sticking it. Here down the outside now comes Exocet and gallops to the lead. At the distance, Exocet has gone to the front from King Kenora, late charge coming from his Stanima, Smiling Bells battling. Elcara's running on, but Exocet is leaving them to it. Exocet, the veteran, he's going down to the line, and he's going to clear away and win the New Zealand Cup by 7 lengths.
The 9-year-old warhorse Exocet came out of retirement to win the New Zealand Cup in dashing style. An outsider in the field, Exocet is trained by part owner Michael Peacock.
To Perth, where winning Melbourne Cup trainer Lee Friedman notched up another Group 1 success.
Into the straight, 300 to go at Auckland, ranged up on the outside of Hasty Departure to take the lead. They've raced away 5 lengths by Marabella and edited. 200 to go, Auckland the outside, leading a neck from Hasty Departure. They're both under the whip, Auckland and Hasty Departure. Hasty Departure's regained the lead. Hasty Departure's got Auckland done, and Hasty Departure, a length and a half Auckland, 1 to by Marabella.
For the 6th consecutive year, the West Australian Oaks was won by a filly from the eastern states. However, Hasty Departure does have a strong connection with the West, as her dam, Hasten Lass, is a stakes-winning daughter of the good sire, Jungle Boy.
Better Loosen Up was then taken to the west, where he collected his first Group 1 event at weight for age.
Making ground, and Queen of Pop was last at the 450. Hard Act is the leader. On the outside, Jules Brutus looming up. On the inside was Timeless Action. Here's Better Loosen Up joining it quickly, followed by Truth, K-Sard and Spirit of Air. Into the straight, 250 to go. Hard Act the leader. Here comes Better Loosen Up after him on the outside. Hard Act led. Better Loosen Up has levelled up. They're followed now by on the outside K-Sard and Timeless Action. Better Loosen Up has taken the lead, and Better Loosen Up has got it won. Better Loosen Up a length and a half. Hard Act.
There was more trained mare, then headed off to Japan to try and achieve what no horse from either Australia or New Zealand had done before, win the Japan Cup.
外をついてホークスターか。さあ、オグリキャップがここから伸びてくるか。オグリキャップが上がってきている。フォーリックスか、オグリキャップか。オグリキャップ2番手に上がってきた。200を切ります。フォーリックスが先頭だ。外から懸命に追っている。さあ、懸命にオグリキャップが追っている。フォーリックスか、オグリキャップか。フォーリックスか、オグリキャップか。オグリキャップ、外から追い詰める、追い詰める、追い詰めるが届かない。勝ったのは2番のフォーリックス。
Horlicks ran a world record for the 2,400 metres in defeating an international field. Her win was a tremendous boost for New Zealand's thoroughbred industry. However, the season was far from over.
That's the Dominion's richest classic, the $400,000 New Zealand Herald Derby.
Knights getting off the rail, Finnegan Fox 10 off the pace, the favourite. Then Assault Craft, followed Rua Moore, then followed Just a Dancer and 3 to Sheriff. Racing past the 600 metres, and the pacemaker is Rentino, got right through on the inside to go with Impresalia. 3 deep then is Pumpernickel as they swing into the straight. Super Fiesta coming wide, and on the very outside Madame Bardot. Castletown looking for room. Rentino, Pumpernickel the leaders at the 300 metres. Here's Castletown getting a split from Super Fiesta at the 250. Castletown, Rentino settled down to it from Pumpernickel, only battling now. Castletown shot to the lead at the 150 from Rentino, followed home by Knights, and out wide Finnegan Fox, but Castletown's going to bolt in. It's an Irish derby. 2.5 now. Second at the line was Rentino, then followed by Just a Dancer. Knights was next.
Castletown was ridden to perfection by Bruce Compton to win the Dominion's richest classic. Castletown is a son of the Sovereign Path stallion, £1 sterling.
The first of the Group 1 races for 2-year-olds is the Karrakatta Plate in Perth. The result of the race was just one of several disturbing results around Australia during the season.
200 to go, and Paclani shot 5 lengths clear. Sharpack, High Pack from dancing away, and down the outside is Kid Carrot. But how far Paclani? She's going to win by about 8 lengths from High Pack ran second, maybe, or Kid Carrot.
Following the return of a positive swab, Paclani was subsequently disqualified. The result made no difference to the stallion Hall Pack, as he also sired the new winner, High Pack.
A length and a quarter, Key Dancer. 3/4 to My Maribel, 3/4 away, Sir Rhine. A length and a half, Williams goes to praise 2 Ethnic Express. And a length and a half, last K-Sard racing past the 6, and now the pressure really goes on as Key Dancer got to within a head of Hard Act. A length and a quarter, Sir Rhine. One of praise around Williams goes. My Maribel beaten from Ethnic Express, and K-Sard will be last into the straight. Around the bend with 300 to go, and Hard Act has turned first about ahead from Key Dancer. 2 lengths away to Sir Rhine of praise, and Williams goes at the 200. It's Key Dancer on the outside. Dittman's pulled the whip. Hard Act on the inside. Barnett hands and heels. Hard Act ahead. Key Dancer levels up. It's Hard Act and Key Dancer. Here's a praise. Hard Act, Key Dancer from a praise above of the head. Maybe Key Dancer a nose from Hard Act ahead away a praise. 2 weeks.
Under hard riding from Mick Dittman, Key Dancer just got up to win the BMW Australian Derby. The son of Danzatore's victory was TJ Smith's 34th Derby winner.
It was more than 5 weeks to his next race, the Railway Stakes, but the Hayes stable had no worries about Better Loosen Up's fitness when he took his place in Western Australia's premier metric mile.
There goes Better Loosen Up off 5 and 6 wide. He was followed by Proud Treaty, well back to Medicine Kid, My Bobby Boo and Ma Wong. Into the straight they race with 300 to go, and Carry a Smile raced up to Juno Dreamo, and here's Jules Brute down the outer, followed by Concord Flyer. Century God, Better Loosen Up down the outside, 100 to go. Carry a Smile from Jules Brute. Here comes Better Loosen Up on the outside. Better Loosen Up went to Jules Brute. Ma Wong got an inside run, but Better Loosen Up has won ahead.
It was just a sensational performance because he got interfered with badly about the 600 metre mark, and for him to overcome that and then go wide on the bend, and his performance there was outstanding, and that really showed the signs of him being a high quality horse.
Loosen Up down the outside, 100 to go. Carry a Smile from Jules Brood. Here comes Better Loosen Up on the outside. Better Loosen Up went to Jules Brood. Marwong got an inside run, but Better Loosen Up has won ahead. Marwong has come from last along the rails. 30.
Better Loosen Up's doubleheader in Perth signalled his arrival in the big league.
The Melbourne Cup winner, Terrific, headed west in search of another Group 1 success over 3,200 metres. However, he didn't enjoy the best of luck in the Winfield Perth Cup.
And Good shows the way, a half a length from Angel Island. Our King Crimson goes up to be running third, followed by Word of Honor. Let's be in. Green Range Boy bus stop. Terrific is gone. He's dropped right out of it. He's only got 3 behind him on the turn. We're into the straight, 350 to go. And as it makes the corner now, Goods has been joined by Angel Island. Around them, our King Crimson with Word of Honor, followed then by Acquired and Let's Be In down the outside. 200 to go, and our King Crimson has taken the lead by a neck from Word of Honor, followed by Angel Island and Green Range Boy. It's our King Crimson and Word of Honor. Word of Honor's regained the lead. Word of Honor coming away from our King Crimson, and Word of Honor's won a neck.
Local horse Word of Honor collected the biggest prize of his career in winning the $300,000 Perth Cup. This son of regimental honour was ridden a well-judged race by Troy Jackman.
Auckland Cup is run on the same day as the Perth Cup. Runner-up in the New Zealand Cup, Miss Stanimar, was able to go one better.
Into the straight, 400 metres to go in the Cup. And the leader is Miss Stanimar, shot away, 2.5 lengths. A decent break too from Lord Malay. Then Mr. Brooker battling. Miss Stanimar kept going, 2.5 at the 300 metres. Lord Malay's trying to pull it back. Flying Luskin starting to run on a bit with Chill Factor, but it's Miss Stanimar still in front. Flying Luskin starting to come at 2 to 1 now. And Flying Luskin going to Miss Stanimar. The two of them set down Miss Stanimar. Flying Luskin on the inside. Flying Luskin, oh gee, it's almost a dead heat.
The Auckland Cup was a double success for the fairer sex, as the 5-year-old mare, Miss Stanimar, was ridden by New Zealand's leading lady rider, Marie Linden.
New Zealand now for the Dominion's major sprints. First up, it's the Sir Tristram Railway Stakes at Ellerslie.
Pacific Star led them by 2.5, 3 lengths. Monarch Prince now coming after it. Out wider here, Courier Bay winding up as well. Anne of Stratford back on the inside rail. Pacific Star still in charge. Courier Bay winding up. Big runs by Mr. Tiz out wide and Anne of Stratford. But it's still Pacific Star in charge now. Estes Park, Mr. Tiz on the outsides. Grab them very quickly though. Mr. Tiz put pay to it. It's raced away. It's going to win it. Anne of Stratford battling for second. Oh, very close. Estes Park or Anne of Stratford.
In the 1989 running of the Railway Stakes, Mr. Tiz had dead heated with our Westminster, but this year he was a clear winner. In 1989, Mr. Tiz also had to share the spoils in the Elderbank Stakes with Festal, when the pair ran a New Zealand record for 1,200 metres.
They were followed further back then by Vane Sovereign, then Anne of Stratford. Courier Bay's about midfield, followed then by Zephyr Magic, SPRA, and further back in the field then we've got, as they come along, Flint Seal, Bolshoi Stars well back. Mr. Tiz about the middle of the field. At the moment it's Lady Burberry, it's Vane Sovereign, Pike Sun, Squire Grey getting a split straight order, and Mr. Tiz rocketing home, and down the outside Anne of Stratford coming into it. Mr. Tiz made the lead from Vane Sovereign, Squire Grey, Zephyr Magic, and further back to straight order, but Mr. Tiz too good, won it from Vane Sovereign, Zephyr Magic.
A son of Bletchingley, Mr. Tiz clearly proved himself to be New Zealand's leading sprinter with a powerhouse display. The 5-year-old is trained by Dave and Paul O'Sullivan and was ridden in both his Group 1 wins by Lance O'Sullivan.
Champion achieved a remarkable double when his Grosvenor filly Domino won the New Zealand Oaks.
Domino, the inside is kicked again now from Tiak Alpearl, then Blue Music, followed by Star Worship, Reno Bell, Madame Bardo, but it's Domino, Tiak Alpearl and Blue Music fighting up the minor money. Reno Bell can't win. Domino's a well-judged ride in front's going to win it, and Domino won it from Blue Music, Tiak Alpearl and Embroidered, then Star Worship, Erudite.
We'll see enough.
The first of New Zealand's premier 1,600-metre races, the Jardin Morgan Mile.
Comes the leader, Chad out by a couple of lengths. Kroner's got off the fence to make it challenge now. They were followed in third place by Young Indian. She's Fun is starting to emerge, and then Go Bush followed further back by Fun on the run. 200 to go. Chad's giving plenty on the inside, but Kroner's levelled up, and here's Our High Noon coming with a big run, and Fun on the run getting a split. Kroner's gone already. Fun on the run on the inside has got the lead now from Our High Noon, followed by Chad, Young Indian, Final Royale, and Trick of a Boy coming home well. Fun on the run in front. Our High Noon's pegging it back. Fun on the run. Fun on the run. Beat Our High Noon. Trick of a Boy and Final Royale in photos.
Trained by Noel Eels, Fun on the Run is a 4-year-old mare by American-bred stallion Racing is Fun. The winning jockey was David Walsh.
The Ben Noble Khan was next, well back Beau de Jour, Miss Danimar mounting a run, then Shannon Ladd, and further back then to All Nighter. Reykjavik took the lead, coming after them now. Lord Mullane through on the inside. Von Trappier's Cote, Jim unwinding, Flying Luskin's getting a split too, and wide out now bottom, and All Nighters come from last. At the moment it's Lord Mullane, All Nighter, Flying Luskin getting the split through the middle. Got to the lead, Flying Luskin on the outside, Flying Luskin, Lord Mullane close for third. Reykjavik.
Offered for sale at the 1986 Inglis Easter Sales, Flying Luskin's sire, Luskin Star, is better known as a sire of sprinters. Flying Luskin's dam, Queen of Marco, is a half-sister to the great Tobin Bronze, who won 9 Group 1 races in Australia during the 60s.
Stakes run on Australia Day attracted a field of very smart sprinters, including Vo Rogue, who was commencing his autumn campaign.
At the 600, Tiger Cross, the outsider, in front by about a half-length. Lightning Bend and Red Elva joining in. Vo Rogue a length and a half away, called on for his run. Starley Century on the inside of him. Strawberry Ranch the fence. 2 lengths Gold Trump and then Almurda Jazz. They're homeward bound. Red Elva goes to the lead from Lightning Bend. Vo Rogue coming for the challenge. Starley Century and Strawberry Ranch looking for the way out, and then Almurda Jazz and Ma Wong around the turn. Red Elva just in front of Lightning Bend. Strawberry Ranch with a split. Vo Rogue, Starley Century staking claims. Lightning Bend is fighting back. Strawberry Ranch trying to pick him up. Lightning Bend in front. Oh, I think he's just won. Lightning Bend from Strawberry Ranch. Starley Century.
Ridden by Wayne Harris, Lightning Bend sizzled around the 1200 metres at Moonee Valley in 1 minute 9 seconds to establish a new track record. The son of Cosmic Planet is trained by Gerald Flick at Coffs Harbour in New South Wales.
Across to Adelaide to see how Colin Hayes recorded his 6th Group 1 success for the season.
Bring them for home, led by a half-length, the Belchanson looming up ominously in the Schweppes Australasian Oaks. They were followed on the outside of those, making a bit of ground. Our Folly into the clear. Tasteful Encounter from back in the field, and with those Swift Edition hard-ridden, down on the rail, running about 5th, but not more than 2.5 off the leader, Mere More, but it got a bump there. They were followed just in behind those then by Our Freeze Frame, but into the straight, and Belchanson has swept away. With 200 a run, she's 4 or 5 in front. Coming after it now, Tasteful Encounter. Right down the outside, Alleged Lady and Market Heights are battling out the miners. But oh, Belchanson. Home she goes. She wins by 6 or 7 lengths. It's interesting for the miners. Second, Tasteful Encounter. Third, Our Freeze Frame.
The Australasian Oaks was a leisurely stroll for the impeccably bred Belchanson. The achievements of her sire, Biscay, are well documented. Gary Clark had the ride on the filly, whose dam is by the legendary Northern Dancer.
Defeated Triscay and Canny Ladd resumed from their summer spells at Sandown. Here's how Canny Ladd maintained his unbeaten record.
At the 450-metre mark, his Elegance the inside and Heavenly Mover about a length, Temperate King, and then Cider Man pulled out. Canny Ladd waiting for a run behind them, and then Dubai Centre, Muraroa Crime School. With 300 to go, Heavenly Mover the leader. Canny Ladd a length and a half behind him, sees daylight, has his chance now. Cider Man running on, and then Temperate King, Muraroa. Heavenly Mover in front of the 200-metre mark now. Canny Ladd nearly level with him, and then Muraroa. It's Canny Ladd taking the lead from Heavenly Mover, then Muraroa. Canny Ladd ridden out, and Canny Ladd scores a soft win. Canny Ladd a half to Heavenly Mover, a half Muraroa third, then Cider Man.
Triscay also went into her race undefeated. However, Melbourne punters supported the local filly Zedagel into favouritism.
Triscay got up on the inside and joined Zedagel. These two great fillies have raced 2 or 3 lengths in front of Wraparound and Ray of Sunshine. Triscay the inside and Zedagel. They're locked together. Triscay got about a neck in front of Zedagel. Hall had to go for the whip on Zedagel, and Triscay got a length and a half clear. The Sydney fillies coming away from Zedagel and then Wraparound. And Triscay comes away. Brilliant win. Triscay scores by 2 lengths. Wraparound got up for second. Zedagel tied to third.
Away.
At the 500, nearing the turn, Vo Rogue the leader, who's about 3 lengths in front. King's High is second at the turn, and they're followed by Superimposers. Got into third placing and they balance for home. 350 metres to go. Vo Rogue and Small had a look around. He's still 3 lengths in front of King's High. Die calling on Superimpose, but Vo Rogue still by 3. At the 200, he's pulled the whip. Now Superimposers trying to reach him from King's High. Vo Rogue in front, 100 metres to go. Superimposers picking him back, but Vo Rogue has a good break. Bo Rogue will win his third. Bo Rogue scores again from Superimpose. King's High as third.
Back in Melbourne for the Autumn Carnivals, Better Loosen Up continued on his winning way.
2 lengths to Superimpose down the outside, and then a long break to Better Loosen Up, followed by Barlandy. Vo Rogue is the leader. Superimpose is coming after him on the outside as they run to the 250. Vo Rogue about to be tackled by Superimpose, who looks to be going the better. Superimpose has taken the lead with 100 metres left to go. Better Loosen Up is flying home down the outside, but Superimpose looks to have it won. Better Loosen Up is flying. Better Loosen Up coming up. Superimpose. Better Loosen Up in the last stride. Better Loosen Up has won in the last stride from Superimpose, and Vo Rogue. To Better Loosen Up. Superimpose went past Vo Rogue, who's beaten a length and a half to Better Loosen Up. Superimpose through to the front. Better Loosen Up running on strongly, might get to second. Superimpose in front. Better Loosen Up flashing at him. He's going to beat him. 3 wins for Clark and Hayes.
Surrounded Vo Rogue's next 2 starts. Following his third to Better Loosen Up in the Blamey Stakes, Vo Rogue's connections blamed a discrepancy with the official track rating for his defeat.
After losing her form in the spring, Courtsa was a notable absentee from the autumn classic races. However, there were some memorable races involving Zabeel and Stylish Century. First up, it was the Cadbury Australian Guineas.
Lights on. Zabeel a bit toey. Stand well, they're off and racing. Missing the start just slightly was Cool Credit. He's immediately out the back with the oval early. Arc Regal looking for the lead in the early stages, going up on its outside, Stylish Century to be second. On the inside in third placing, Double Gin, then Anchor and Hope and Zabeel got up on the inside of Academian. Economy around them out 3 deep, and then Stargazer, the oval, Cool Credit second last in a length as they work up to the turn in the Cadbury Australian Guineas. 600 metres left to go, Stylish Century on the outside of Arc Regal. They'll come around the bend together, matching strides, a length and a half, the Double Gin under pressure. Anchor and Hope got up on the inside, Economy's under pressure. Now Zabeel running on. Arc Regal kicked a length in front. Now Stylish Century starting to knuckle down. Zabeel runs on strongly, followed by Academia, and then Stargazer Economy. Inside the 300, Zabeel went straight past Stylish Century and Arc Regal. Zabeel kicked away Academian, running on strongly. Stylish Century can't go on, but Zabeel can, and shot away. He's 3 in front and got the Guineas one for Colin Hayes and Michael Clark. And Zabeel draws Peter to win by 2 3/4 lengths to Arc Regal. Academia in third, fourth Stylish Century. Then Stargazer, Cool Credit. Further back in the field, then a Double Gin. Economy next home, and then the oval, followed by Reganza, and last of all was Anchor and Hope. Left to run, Arc Regal still in front of Stylish Century down the outside. Then Zabeel starting to wind up, coming home pretty well. And over on the outside was Academia, 250 to run. It's Zabeel. Zabeel has ranged up on the outside to hit the front from Arc Regal. Stylish Century can't go on. Academia finishing on pretty well, but Zabeel kept going, has kicked away about 2 lengths to Arc Regal, and down the outside Academia, and it's Zabeel for the Cadbury Australian Guineas. Anchor and Hope, and he's going to be a superstar. Colin Hayes has talked about the horse in such high regard. He's been compared to Dulcify, even King's High, the winner last year of this great race. And Zabeel has got up the win. Today is Colin Hayes' 66th birthday. It's in his last season of training. It's his 4th winner for the day, and also the 4th winner for jockey Michael Clark. $1.80 and 75 for Zabeel.
A colt who possesses a lot of quality. Zabeel is the son of the all-conquering Sir Tristram from the Nureyev mare Lady Giselle. For owner Sheikh Hamdan, Zabeel's success was his first Group 1 win with a horse purchased in this part of the world.
The brilliant young sprinter Show County was brought to Melbourne to try and emulate Placid Arc's achievement of winning the Triple Crown for sprinters. The Lightning Stakes is the first leg.
They race in less than 500 left to go, and Show County still a long way off the rails as a leader from Scarlet Fisk on his outside, and they were clear then of Street Ruffian, and further back in the field Lightning Bend, who sticks to the inside. Show County in front, 250 metres to go. He moved clear by a length and a half. Scarlet Fisk is beaten, running on as Rodelva down the outside. Show County clear with 100 metres to go. Rodelva is picking him up strongly. Show County by a neck. Rodelva nearly level, puts his nose in front. Rodelva beats Show County.
The Lightning Stakes was Rodelva's 14th win of his career and his first at Group 1 level. A most consistent racehorse, the South Australian trained 6-year-old took his stake earnings to just over $550,000.
The George Stakes at Caulfield.
At the 400, he's about a length in front of Ma Wong. King's High still right on Vo Rogue's hammer around the home turn. Vo Rogue in front. He's laid off the fence to run for King's High if he's good enough. Ma Wong coming at him on the outside. Inside the 200, and it's Vo Rogue about a half in front of Ma Wong, and King's High hasn't got a run at them now. Vo Rogue, he's finding plenty. He's finding enough. He's a length in front under the whip, and Vo Rogue is going on King's High out late, but Vo Rogue won at 3/4 to King's High.
On returning to scale, Michael Clark, the rider of King's High, fired in a protest alleging interference from the top of the straight to the 200-metre mark. The stewards deliberated for what seemed an eternity before upholding the protest and awarding the race to King's High. Vo Rogue's connections were dumbfounded and, in the heat of the moment, declared that Vo Rogue would not run again in Melbourne during the autumn. But did not contest the Oakley Plate, and punters again put their faith in Show County for the 1100-metre dash.
And they settle down with Street Ruffian on the outside of Show County. They're going out very hard by the 800, and Scarlet Fist sits in third from Mr. Cube. Lightning Bender's a handy fifth from Carl Garran Town, and they were being followed, making ground round the outside by Dancer's Choice and then Power Prince. Next to Strawberry Ranch, and he was being followed then, getting a check, Son Along Lass from Lonely Dreamer coming up towards the turn. Prismatic Star is a long way back, so's Melody Hidden, Timpanose, Prince Ominium wide out, and then Kingston Heritage and Diodor. Show County first for home from Street Ruffian the outside. Carl Garran Town goes for the rails. Mr. Cube wide out coming with Scarlet Bisque inside the 200. Show County a neck to Street Ruffian. Scarlet Bisque running on powerfully down the outside. Show County in front. Scarlet Bisque coming at him on the outside. Scarlet Bisque gets to Show County. Scarlet Bisque has won it by a neck to Show County. Power Prince flashed home, might have grabbed third.
For Colin Hayes' number 2 jockey Gary Clark, it was his second Group 1 win of the season. Scarlet Bisque's win was the second time in as many seasons that a Hayes-trained mare had won a Group 1 sprint while safely in foal.
From New Zealand.
They sprint for home. Mickey's Town went to John Delar. Enthusiast next. Kroner's Got No Room. And Regal City. Riverina Charm going a big one down the outside. At the 250, Riverina Charm. Castle Town's out after it now with Mickey's Town still battling away. Riverina Charm. Castle Town on the outside. Riverina Charm fresh up from Castle Town going hard after it. The Derby winner. Riverina Charm on the inside has... Oh, no, it's almost a dead heat. Might be...
Riverina Charm's win was achieved first up from a 3-month spell. Laurie Laxon, the trainer of Melbourne Cup winner Empire Rose, was the man who put the polish on the Sir Tristram mare, who'd earlier in the season won the Group 2 BMW Hill Stakes.
Over for the courageous mare.
Just into the straight, 400 metres out, and John Delar is tackled now by Regal City. Cronin comes the inside, Horlicks is coming into it, and on the outside is Castle Town. Out wide is still Red Chiffon at the 300 metres, and look at the mare go. Horlicks in front, running on late now, Castle Town, then followed by Red Chiffon and the Phantom. Horlicks in front at the 100 metres, holding Castle Town, the Phantom and Red Chiffon. She's too good, the superstar mare wins Horlicks. Pulling beautifully.
It's back to weight for age racing at Caulfield now with the Futurity Stakes.
700 metres left to go, and Arc Regal in control. He leads a half-length Tango Master Lightning Bend on the rails. Planet Ruler moving up, but he's been wide all the way, and then El Murder Jazz. Groucho next on the inside of Lord Manitou. Stable Gossip pulled out, and then Citizen. And Eastern Classic last of all approaching the turn. Arc Regal, the leader, is about a neck in front now. Racing up on the outside, Planet Ruler with Tango Master Lightning Bend needs a run. And then came El Murder Jazz, followed by Stable Gossip and Groucho. Arc Regal for home, leads a length and a half. Lightning Bend trying to get out of a pocket. Tango Master keeping him in there. Then Planet Ruler on the outside. Arc Regal in front. 150 to go. He's pulled the whip a length and a half to Lightning Bend and Planet Ruler. Arc Regal's clear. Lightning Bend trying very hard, but Arc Regal, he'll lead all the way in the Futurity. Arc Regal a length and a half. Lightning Bend. Citizen flashed home for third.
Assisted by a brilliant ride from Greg Hall, Arc Regal showed his older rivals a clean pair of heels. Trained by Steve Richards at Flemington, Arc Regal is the son of the successful New Zealand-based sire, Starway.
2 weeks later at Caulfield, it was time for the real Stylish Century to come forward.
Stylish Century, 250 to go. He's 2 or 3 in front. Zabil's in a bit of trouble under the whip. Then Western Frontier and Stargazer. Stylish Century, 100 to go. He's 3 lengths in front. He's holding Zabil safely at bay. The Derby winner's back. He's coming away. Stylish Century easily. Stylish Century by 4.5, Zabil. With the second, Zittergill tied to third.
With their unbeaten records intact, Canny Lad and Triscay met for the first time in Victoria's premier 2-year-old race, the Blue Diamond Stakes.
Standing well. Line is good. They're racing.
And Triscay on the outside was one of the first to jump out with Northern Command, who began very well. And away quickly towards the inside. Zetagala showing plenty of early pace, and so too was Satellite Bay as they sort themselves out. And they were being followed a bit further back in the field by Kenny Ladd, who's over on the inside. And they were being followed by Cougar. It's a tightly packed field down the side. Satellite Bay on the inside as the leader at the 800. Led about a half length to Zetagala, just in behind them in third place. Then moving up as Century Pike, followed by North Star Command on the inside of Triscay. A length further back is Kenny Ladd. They're followed by Cougar over on the inside of Mahassan, followed by Rory's Image. And Dancer's Joy is last of all. They're rounding the home turn in the diamond. Here's a great go for the lead, and there's Triscay flying up on the outside. Triscay on the outside has moved up to tackle Satellite Bay, and Zetagala's there in the centre as they sweep the turn. Wider on the track as Mahassan as they straighten up. Triscay on the outside, Satellite Bay on the inside. Zetagala, they're stretched across the track, followed by Kenny Ladd. Mahassan running home well down the outside at the 200-metre mark, and Triscay is clear now. Mahassan is coming after it very quickly. Mahassan has taken the lead with 100 metres left to go from Triscay and Kenny Ladd, and Mahassan is racing clear. And Mahassan has got the Blue Diamond one. She wins it well by a length and a half. Kenny Ladd second. Triscay third. Wide on the track fourth. Dancer's Joy followed by Cougar. Century Pike. Then North Star Command followed by Zetagala and Rory's Image. And last of all is Satellite Bay.
The outside. Next North Star Command followed by Kenny Ladd. Next behind those about a length away is Cougar over on the inside of Mahassan and Rory's Image. And last of all Dancer's Joy. At the 500, Satellite Bay the leader. Triscay's rushed up into second placing, coming to the turn. Zetagala in the middle when they race to the 400-metre mark. Mahassan running on round the outside from North Star Command. Kenny Ladd very hard ridden behind those. Into the straight, and Triscay hit the front from Zetagala. Mahassan sprawled, nearly fell. In the straight, 200 to go. Triscay the leader from Zetagala. Mahassan balanced up coming, and then Kenny Ladd in the centre. Triscay grabbed by Mahassan. Mahassan's bolted away from Triscay. Kenny Ladd running on, but Mahassan's clear, and Mahassan will win the Blue Diamond by a length and a half to Kenny Ladd. Triscay tied to third.
Mahassan's clear-cut victory continued Colin Hayes' assault on Group 1 races during his final season as a trainer. The Blue Diamond was his 10th. It was a great result also for the deceased stallion Biscay, as his sire sons, Bletchingley and Masquet, completed the trifecta.
In 1990, running of Australia's premier sprint race, the Newmarket Handicap, was regarded as one of the most open for many years. The Adelaide-trained Beau George was the 7-to-1 favourite when they jumped.
Lightning Bend began fast down on the inside for Mark Regal. Calgar and Town away well. Tin Woodman drops in behind like a Western. Gold Trump, My Bright Boy show pace. Sun Along Last, Dark Bow gather pace early, and Strawberry Ranch has crossed over towards the flat rail. There's at least 8 horses coming down the grandstand side now. Lonely Dreamer, one of the leaders out there with Franklin Drive and Dwan Need. King's Pavilion just behind them, followed by Power Prince, and with those Acid Print. Next Beau George and Planet Ruler would be about last on that grandstand rail. Over on the flat side, Lightning Bend the leader down to the 500-metre mark from My Bright Boy, Arc Regal, Calgar and Town. Sun Along Lass is going well with those, and then Dark Bow. Back behind them, Tango Master, Strawberry Ranch under the whip. The grandstand headed by Franklin Drive under pressure. Lonely Dreamer goes after it, followed further back by running on as Acid Print, and then Beau George on the flat side now, and here it's a Lightning Bend in front. Here's Gold Trump out of the pack. Gold Trump is mowing them down with 100 to go. Got the Lightning Bend. Gold Trump reels in the lead. Gold Trump for Cummings wins it. Gold Trump from Lightning Bend second. Tango Master in third.
Gold Trump's decisive win was a training triumph for the Cummings stable. The 5-year-old was having only his second start in 18 months because of unsoundness. In equalling Planet Ruler's course record for 1,200 metres, Gold Trump gave veteran jockey Harry White his only Group 1 winner for the season.
Jeff Chapman had restricted the colt's campaign to weight for age racing.
500 metres out, Billy Asset about a neck on counterfeit. A length and a half away, Dr. Grace easing to the outside, but hard-ridden as they turn the corner. And then Research dropping off with Ligon Arms at the head of the others, but straightening up. The 2 leaders got away from Dr. Grace momentarily. Billy Asset just led counterfeit. Dr. Grace under the whip, making no headway at the moment. Billy Asset shot clear. He's pinched a good break on Dr. Grace. Ligon Arms bursting through in the centre. Now Dr. Grace is fairly flying in the last bit. Ligon Arms on the inside, but Dr. Grace got there after looking 50 to 1 in the straight.
Lad bounced back to winning form in the VRC Sires Produce Stakes. With his regular partner Shane Dye under suspension, Jim Cassidy took over the reins.
Kenny Lad about 5th or 6th with Cassidy calling on him at the top of the straight. Draw card following him home now, but Andy is with a big break inside the 400. 3 lengths in front of Century Pike, 2 Temperate King. Kenny Lad under the whip next, China Beach, and then Draw Card struggling. Andy is in front at the 200 under the whip, 2 lengths, 2 Century Pike. Kenny Lad is closing and Draw Card is flashing home. Andy is stopping, Century Pike grabs a lead. Kenny Lad coming at them. Kenny Lad draws level with Century Pike, got there!
Antaeus shot away, 400 to go, has raced 4 in front. Century Pike second. Now into the clear was Kenny Lad, followed by China Beach and Temperate King. Antaeus 250 to go is 2 in front. Century Pike is trying to run it down with Kenny Lad, and here's Draw Card. Draw Card is swamping them. Century Pike goes to the front. Draw Card, Kenny Lad coming at it. Century Pike going to it. Kenny Lad and might have got up in the last stride, Kenny Lad. To beat
Did get up in the last stride, Kenny Lad. Margins a short half head by a head. 75 and 60, Century Pike second. Draw Card.
Moment declared that Vow Rogue would not run again in Melbourne during the autumn. The connections of Vow Rogue later relented on that decision, and the champion, who's thrilled racegoers for several seasons, got his chance to win consecutive Australian Cups.
Now Superimpose, runner-up in last year's Melbourne Cup, runner-up in last year's Australian Cup, winner of last year's Turnbull Stakes, is about to go into the line for Darren Gauci. They're all set to go. Lights on for the Australian Cup. And they're racing. Sedestin missed it by a length. The Lord Palmerston was slow to begin. Stylish Century, the Phantom, and Vow Rogue looking for the lead on the outside. He should get it too, Vow Rogue. Sprints around the outside of Stylish Century and leads comfortably. Kingston Rule went up third on the outside of the Phantom. Then King's High on the outside of the stablemate Better Loosen up. 2 lengths to Concordance. Then Superimposed Lord Palmerston. And Sedestin was last of all. Well, Vow Rogue's running about 4 horses away from the inside rail, but he still leads. You can see he's out a little bit wide on the track, but he's 2 or 3 lengths in front of Stylish Century. About 5 away Kingston Rule as Vow Rogue gets closer to the rails. 2 lengths covers first from last, and Vow Rogue in front and leads by 5 lengths. Stylish Century in second placing, about 6 lengths away third Kingston Rule. 1.5 lengths to the Phantom, followed by King's High on the outside of Better Loosen Up. Then came Sedestin and Concordance, 1.5 lengths to Superimpose, and 1 length away the bolter Lord Palmerston. Vow Rogue of the 900 leads by 6 lengths. Stylish Century second, about 3 lengths away Kingston Rule chasing. 4 lengths away the Phantom, then came King's High. On the inside, Better Loosen Up, 2 lengths away Superimpose making a run. Lord Palmerston going with him, and then came Sedestin, and last of all Concordance. On the turn in the Australian Cup, Vow Rogue 4 in front. Stylish Century ridden along second, 3 lengths away Kingston Rule. Then Better Loosen Up, followed by the Phantom. King's High is running on strongly. Then Lord Palmerston, followed by Superimpose, Sedestin and Concordance. 300 to go, small goes for the whip on Vow Rogue. He's 4 in front. Here's Better Loosen Up running on strongly with Superimpose. Vow Rogue of the 250, 1.5 lengths in front. Better Loosen Up is trying to run him down. Here's Superimpose and the Phantom. Vow Rogue still 1 length in front. Better Loosen Up can't get him. Vow Rogue's hanging on. He'll make it back to back. He is a champion. He's done what only champions can do. Vow Rogue wins a length. Better Loosen Up second. Superimpose third. Then Stylish Century. We've seen a wonder.
They race up with 600 metres left to go, and Vow Rogue first for home. He's by 3 lengths to Stylish Century. Moses calling on the 3-year-old. Kingston Rule third at the top of the straight, and they were followed then by the Phantom, and King's High pulled out from Better Loosen Up there in the straight. Vow Rogue with a big lead inside the 400. He's 4 lengths in front of Stylish Century, who can't peg back the leader. Better Loosen Up is starting to finish quickly on the outside. Vow Rogue in front by 3 at the 200. Better Loosen Up the danger. Superimpose coming quickly. Vow Rogue about 2 lengths in front of Better Loosen Up. Superimpose. Vow Rogue with 100 to go by a length. He's holding them at bay. The Rogue will win his second in a row. Vow Rogue wins at a length. Better Loosen Up. Superimpose is third.
It was Vow Rogue at his best in the Australian Cup. The Vow Rogue that the public have come to know and love. The racegoers of Melbourne gave the champion an ovation usually reserved for Melbourne Cup winners. In winning the 26th race of his career, Vow Rogue's stake earnings stood at just $6,000 short of the magical $3 million mark.
While campaigning in Sydney during the autumn, Vow Rogue suffered a minor leg injury. However, we are assured that the bold front-runner will return to racing.
Wins at a length. Better Loosen Up.
Vow Rogue at that stage was the best, and ours was making ground rapidly on him at the finish, and It was certainly no disgrace being beaten that day by Vo Rogue, but then from then on we were just almost invincible.
4.5 Zabeel.
With the score standing at 1-1, the two colts clashed again in the Group 2 Alistair Clark Stakes.
400 to go. Stylish Century shows the way. Key Dancer going up on the outside, and here's Zabeel joining in. The chips are down as they come to the turn, and Moses goes for Stylish Century as Zabeel is challenging on the outside. Key Dancer couldn't go on, and then Double Gin, Great and Gambler. Zabeel takes the lead as they turn over Stylish Century. A gap then to Great and Gambler and Key Dancer. Zabeel on the outside, and Stylish Century fight it out from Key Dancer and Great and Gambler. Zabeel going a bit the better and punched out by Michael Clark. Zabeel has just won from Stylish Century.
Following their titanic battle down the length of the Moonee Valley Straight, Stylish Century's rider Kevin Moses lodged a protest. After a long hearing, stewards dismissed the protest and the colts headed to Sydney with a score 2-1 in Zabeel's favour. Now the spotlight swings to the rich autumn carnival in Sydney. In the Group 1 Canterbury Guineas, it was that Cummings-Quinella magic at work again.
Into the straight, and Castletown and Majestic Boy have come away. Shaftesbury Avenue's coming out after them now. Interstellar running home hard inside the 200 mark, and Shaftesbury Avenue sprinted past Majestic Boy and Castletown, but Interstellar's the one. Interstellar is coming after Shaftesbury Avenue. This has come from near last. Interstellar hits the lead and draws away to win the Guineas from Shaftesbury Avenue. Majestic Boy third.
Interstellar's win in the Guineas was the most important of his career. For jockey Jim Cassidy, it was his 6th Group 1 success of the season. Interstellar is by the New Zealand-based sire Starway and is closely related to the great mare Horlicks.
The gallant performance by Philippa Rush in the New Zealand 1000 Guineas. And when she crossed the Tasman for the Group 1 Orlando Classic, the expectations were that she could repeat the day.
Through to tackle it, and Ochiltree's going to get up on the inside of all of them. Philippa Rush still in front at the 300 mark from a little kiss. Ochiltree getting right through on the rail, followed by All Stormy, and down the outside, Happy Sailing with a late run. It's Philippa Rush in front. Happy Sailing is getting to it quickly. Philippa Rush feeling the weight. Happy Sailing finishing right over the top of it, but Philippa Rush all right on the line. There's nothing in it. Philippa Rush or Happy Sailing.
Happy Sailing's last stride win was the biggest of her career and continued the amazing run of success for jockey Shane Dye. Her sire, Galleon, was a classy sprinter miler, and Happy Sailing's win was the first Group 1 sire success for the former Colin Hayes trained galloper.
Further Group 1 success, and he found it in the Sedgenho Stakes.
And Better Loosen Up in front of 3 horses, but away goes Vo Rogue down the back. At the 1200 mark, Cyril Small has let the champ go, and Vo Rogue is 12 lengths in front of Horlicks, who's got the unenviable task of taking the field up to the leader. A neck away, King's High on the outside, a bit more than a length to Red Chiffon. Corkage is travelling 3 deep, and then Riverina Charm, who got a check and fell back on Dr. Grace, who struck trouble. Then Superimpose, followed by Sedestin, Better Loosen Up, and Palace Revolt. Interstellar and Chalet are on the outside, is last at the 800 mark, and it's the Vo. Vo Rogue is still about 10 lengths in front. Horlicks is second, King's High third. Corkage on the outside as they come down the side, followed by Riverina Charm, Red Chiffon. Out deep is Dr. Grace at the 600 mark, a gap to Superimpose, Sedestin, then Palace Revolt, Better Loosen Up, Chalet and Interstellar is last. They're starting to peg Vo Rogue back as they come around the turn. He straightened up 2 lengths in front. Here's Horlicks. Horlicks is quickly looming up to Vo Rogue as they turn for home. King's High in third place, followed by Riverina Charm, and Dr. Grace on the outside is putting in a big run, and going with him is Sedestin. Horlicks flat to the boards in front at the 200. Dr. Grace and Sedestin are challenging, and Better Loosen Up on the extreme outside. Sedestin and Better Loosen Up have come away. They're fighting it out. Better Loosen Up on the extreme outside is drawing clear, and Better Loosen Up wins the Sedgenho. Sedestin second, Superimpose third, fourth Dr. Grace, fifth Horlicks, sixth is Interstellar. Vo Rogue weakened to run in the middle of the pack, followed by Corkage, Red Chiffon, then King's High, Riverina Charm and Chalet and Palace Revolt are the joint tailenders in the Sedgenho Stakes for 1990.
Better Loosen Up's 4 Group 1 wins made him one of the stars of the season. His win in the Sedgenho boosted his stake earnings to just under $1.2 million, a tally he seems certain to increase next season under the care of David Hayes.
Zealand for the Swettenham Stud Sires Produce Stakes.
Up to the turn in the side, Produce Play on, travelling pretty well on the lead now by a length from on the outside, Show No Fear. Right with them, Victim, then Royal Scent being hooked out is Lycra coming into it quickly, followed in by Milton Magic, then Ebri, and down the outside comes Indian King. Oh, Lycra's strode to the lead now, 200 left to go, and it's left them to it. Here's Milton Magic unwinding, followed by Ebri, and down the outside Indian Kingdom. It's all over. Lycra Street of the opposition. Indian Kingdom and Milton Magic. Lycra won it second. Indian Kingdom, I think, for Milton.
Lycra did not give her opposition a look in at Palmerston. Guineas wet weather continued throughout the autumn, and the Rosehill Guineas was run on a very heavy track.
Stylish Century is in front, but his Zabil on the outside is looming to him quickly. Plum Jam in third place. Solar Circle getting a beautiful split between horses. Look at the run Solar Circle got, and he dashed to the lead as they turn for home, clear of Zabil. Stylish Century's gone. Submariner running on, and Stargazer on the outside looks the danger to Solar Circle. Zabil the first to crack. Solar Circle in front. He's gone for the whip. Stargazer's the only danger, if any, but Solar Circle got away from him again, and Solar Circle's going to win the William Inglis Rosehill Guineas. In fact, he's killing him now. Solar Circle raced away, blitzed the Guineas field and won by 4 lengths or more. Raced away, blitzed the Guineas field and won by 4 lengths or more. Stargazer second, Zabil third, fourth Castletown, then Fill the Bill, Stylish Century, Submariner, Princeville, the Guineas field and won by 4 lengths or more.
Solar Circle's Guineas was a triumph for his sire Starway, as he also supplied the second horse Stargazer. Having only his 4th start since switching to the Cumming stable, Solar Circle boosted his stake earnings to just under $350,000.
George Ryder Stakes has been won by some great horses in the past. Although this year's race attracted a good field, many observers reckoned that their effectiveness was lessened by the heavy track.
The 600 mark, and Wong led about 3 lengths on Comrade. Lightning Ben third, Outcroner fourth, and Hard Ridden followed by Shame on You. Strasbrook is on the fence right behind those turning for home, followed by Card Shark and then Planet Ruler. Into the straight, Wong led from Comrade. In third place, Outcroner. Strasbrook into the clear now as they race to the 300. Comrade has raced up the tackle. Wong, Strasbrook on the outside is putting in his run now, and Strasbrook has raced up at the 200 mark and shot to the front. Strasbrook headed Comrade, who's fighting on strongly. Mr. Tez is getting a rails run, followed by Wong. Strasbrook is in front, getting close to home. Comrade hanging on gamely. Campton confident on Strasbrook. He'll win the George Ryder. Strasbrook, a brilliant winner over Comrade. Mr. Tez.
A son of the Bletchingley stallion Opera Prince, Strasbrook came with a well-timed run to win his first Group 1 event.
With Tristan sidelined through injury, a Little Kiss staked her claim to being Australia's best 3-year-old filly.
Treasures and Sinead as they turn the corner into the straight. Domino going strongly. Kensington Gardens looming into second place, looking a danger. Then Belle Chanson followed by Tramoria, and Ochiltree is only plodding as they come to the 200 mark, where Kensington Gardens has headed Domino. Kensington Gardens right out in the middle is just the leader. Domino won't give up. A Little Kiss is starting to charge home in the last bit. Kensington Gardens in front. Look at a Little Kiss. It's coming through between the 2 leaders and coming home brilliantly, and a Little Kiss did far the best in the last bit to get up and beat Kensington Gardens in the Storm Queen.
Sydney Triscay also returned to winning form in the Riesling Slipper Stakes. And remember the flying filly from the west? Well, at her first start in the east, she won the Sweet Embrace Stakes. On the strength of her proven wet track form, she started favourite for one of the racing world's richest 2-year-old events, the Tui's Golden Slipper.
Beginning brilliantly is With Me, who's going straight to the lead over Paklani, and Our Horizon began brilliantly, followed by Unspoken Word. Luso is prominent soon after the start, and right up there with them Temperate King, and Wraparound is diving between horses. At the head of the others in the run to the first turn is Century Pike. Now back midfield then is Canny Lad. Triscay well back and trapped out very deep. Further back Mar Hassan, followed by St Jude, and back towards the tail of the field Faith in Marie, and Draw Card is absolute last as they come through the gap onto the course proper. 600 out. Our Horizon on the outside is just shading With Me in third place. Wraparound followed by Temperate King out wide, and then Road Song close enough if good enough. Paklani flat to the boards as they turn for home. Further back then is Canny Lad as they straighten up, followed by All Ranch, and Triscay is pushed right off the track on the corner. Into the straight With Me and Our Horizon. With Me appears to be a narrow leader. In third place Paklani under the whip running on gamely, followed by Canny Lad, and further back Luso inside the 200 mark. With Me as the leader. Canny Lad getting through on the inside. outside of the filly, and they're clear of Paklani. With me just in front, Canny Lad, the colt, is driving through on the inside. He's coming home the better, and it's another golden slipper to Shane Dye. The Victorian Canny Lad draws away to beat With Me. Paklani third. Paklani third. Fourth St Jude, and fifth is Draw Card, a big run. Close handy Triscay, followed by All Ranch, Unspoken Word, Our Horizon, and then Luso and Mar Hassan, Faith in Marie, Temperate King, Wellback, Wraparound and Road Song, and Century Pike is last to finish in the Tui's Golden Slipper for 1990. The colt, the Victorian colt, Canny Lad, has given Shane Dye, in the space of 12 months of racing, 2 Golden Slippers and a Melbourne Cup. What a unique treble. 2 Golden Slippers and a Melbourne Cup to the one jockey within a period of 12 months. An astounding performance by this expatriate New Zealand rider who has taken Australian racing by storm since...
Canny Lad's slipper victory was all courage and class. And for jockey Shane Dye, it was back-to-back wins in the great race. Trainer Rick Hawlacey had no hesitation in proclaiming the win the highlight of his career. Once again, the mighty Star Kingdom influence was at work through Bletchingley, who now joins his sire Biscay with 2 Golden Slipper winners.
They're off in the BMW International. Horlicks on the ends high, and 500 out. Dr. Grace just led. Savage Toss and Lord Highbrow. Mountain Kingdom behind those. Flying Luskin under pressure. Right around the outside, King's High and Better Loosen Up is widest of all on the turn into the straight. And Horlicks behind a wall of horses as they turn the corner. In the straight, 300 out. Dr. Grace tackled left, right and centre by Savage Toss and Lord Highbrow. His Citizen bursting through, and further out King's High and Better Loosen Up, but Citizen burst to the lead, 150 out. Mick Dittman goes for home in the BMW, and Citizen is leaving them in the last little bit. He's racing right away, and he's going to bolt in. Citizen wins the BMW over Lord Highbrow. Third's close, Mountain Kingdom and Horlicks wide out, and then Dr. Grace, who weakened in the last bit, followed by Better Loosen Up, King's High. Further back is Savage Toss, and then Flying Luskin, Highland Chieftain, and tailed right off is Interstellar. The winner is Citizen, beautifully ridden by Mick Dittman, who got a lucky split between the leaders. Coming to the 200 mark, Citizen burst to the lead and left them standing and raced away to win as he liked. Number 9, Citizen, Mick Dittman, to pay tote odds of $5.40 and $1.50.
The Australian Jockey Club's Derby attracted an outstanding field of 3-year-olds. And with Stylish Century in the race, the Derby was always going to be a true test of stamina.
Into the straight, Stylish Century, well clear, coming over the rise, led by 4 lengths on Castletown. Dr. Grace running on gamely, and then Zabeel and Solar Circle to the 200 mark. Stylish Century, the leader. Here's the danger. Dr. Grace on the outside, going after Stylish Century. Stylish Century still in front. Dr. Grace, inch by inches, wearing him down. Dr. Grace grabs the lead from Stylish Century. Jimmy Cassidy goes for home, and Dr. Grace comes away to win the Derby. Dr. Grace beats Stylish Century. Third, Solar Circle.
The authoritative win by Dr. Grace in the Tui's AJC Derby increased Sir Tristram's world record for individual Group 1 winners sired to 34.
Rain forced him out of the BMW, his main mission, and into the Doncaster. Or was it destiny?
On top of the gates, and they steady. They're off and running. Stargazer slow to move as a clear last out of the barrier. Comrade also dwelt slightly. Marimbula Bay bounced out in front, beginning quickly. Lightning Bend. Our Westminster was away like a flash, and so was Groucho, followed by Shaftesbury Avenue. Our Krona Happy Sailing, and then Don't Play, Spot the Rock, and Wong is prominent but trapped out very deep, followed by Eastern Classic. At the head of the others out. Slow starts. A long way out of his ground at that point came Lig on Arms, Our Grey Invader, followed by Rajamar, and Superimposers last as they come to the crossing at the 800, and Wong went to the lead by a length and a half to Lightning Bend, and then Spot travelling wide. Further back is Groucho on the inside of Shaftesbury Avenue, followed by Our Westminster. Our Poverty Bay deep. At the head of the others, Windsor's Powell, followed by Our Krona, Don't Play, Happy Sailing well back, and then Our Grey Invader, Stargazer, Superimposed, Memphis Blues, Eastern Classic, Lig on Arms, and that's the order as they come around the turn, and back with the tail enders, Rajamar. Into the straight, Wong is just the leader over last year's winner, Marimbula Bay. Shaftesbury Avenue third, and then Spot the Rock and Comrade, who made the bend very wide, followed on the fence by Groucho, and then Our Krona, followed by Happy Sailing. Our Poverty Bay as they top the rise, where Shaftesbury Avenue shot clear. Look at Our Grey Invader. Our Grey Invader coming from near last has run into second place, is coming after Shaftesbury Avenue, and Superimposers jumping out of the ground. Superimposers rapidly overhauling Shaftesbury Avenue. Shaftesbury Avenue still in front. Superimposers Superimpose wide out, lunged and got up to win the Doncaster. He's come from near last. Superimpose beat Shaftesbury Avenue. Third, our Grey Invader, who died on his run. Happy Sailing fourth, followed by Rajamar.
Half an hour after the race, we were celebrating up in the bar, and they just poured. And I mean, if the race had been run half an hour later, he wouldn't have won it.
Just as
wide, followed on the fence by Groucho, and then our Krona, followed by Happy Sailing, our Poverty Bay as they top the rise, where Shaftesbury Avenue shot clear. Look at our Grey Invader. Our Grey Invader coming from near last has run into second place, is coming after Shaftesbury Avenue, and Superimpose is jumping out of the ground. Superimpose is rapidly overhauling Shaftesbury Avenue. Shaftesbury Avenue still in front. Superimpose wide out, lunged and got up to win the Doncaster. He's come from near last. Third, our Grey Invader.
If ever a horse deserved to win a Group 1 race, it's Superimpose. Carrying top weight and starting from the widest barrier, the son of imposing went around every horse in the field for an impressive win. The Lee Friedman trained 5-year-old lifted his stake earnings to $1.75 million.
Took in at Palmerston, and the filly again proved too classy at Ellerslie.
Into the straight, 400 to go and getting a bar. Gee, this is good. Lycra's torched round the outside and led easily at the 300 metres after being off the track throughout. It's on its own, Lycra. In second place then is High Octane and running on a little late, Sure Cut, but it's a one-horse go at the 200 metres. Lycra by 4, 5, 6, 7, whatever you like, it's going to win by. Out wide is Sure Cut's battling for the Miners and battling on Touch Judge. Very, very impressive. Lycra's won it easing down. Second, Sure Cut. Third at the line. Here's a good go. Very close third.
A well-named filly, Lycra is from the first crop of the Nijinsky stallion Tights. Following her 2 Group 1 wins, Lycra was bound for the rich Queensland Winter Carnival.
The leg of Sydney's juvenile Triple Crown is the AJC Sires Produce Stakes.
But they've turned the corner. Pagan Jester's the leader over Noble Yates. With Me getting through. Whisked on the outside, and here's Rhythmic Charm. Rhythmic Charm has rushed past the leaders. Rhythmic Charm shot to the front at the 200 mark, clear of Whisked and With Me, followed by Pagan Jester, and then Somalia and St Jude running on well. But this looks like a very lucky late ride for Shane Dye. Rhythmic Charm has drawn clear. Somalia getting home well in the last bit will get second, but Rhythmic Charm wins the Sires over Somalia. Whisked is third.
Rhythmic Charm was the second Group 1 winner of the season for American owner John Klug and for her sire Sackford. Rhythmic Charm's dam is by the great broodmare sire Zamazan.
They come to the 600 mark. Good old Ted in the middle of the track, just led West Dancer, 3 away, third Alpine Flyer. Lonely Dreamer is very deep on the turn, followed by Select Prince, and further back behind them, here's the point. A gap then to Autumn Dew, followed by McKechnie and Patriro as they turn the corner into the straight in the Victorian. Good old Ted, about 8 off the fence, led clearly over the rise from Select Prince, hard up against the inside rail. Here's the point in third place, followed by Alpine Flyer. Patriro next, and then McKechnie and Autumn Dew going up and down in the one spot. Good old Ted joined on the inside by Select Prince. Look at Patriro. Patriro is going to fly in a moment. He's smothering the 2 leaders, Patriro and Jay Cassidy, down the outside 100 miles an hour, and Patriro wins the Galaxy, sprinting away from Select Prince. Third, Good old
Resuming
Ted.
from the spell, Patriro's customary lack of early speed didn't stop him from producing a powerful finishing burst. The son of the Habitat stallion Red Tony was Group 1 winner number 4 for trainer Dr. Jeff Chapman.
At weight for age in the Queen Elizabeth Stakes.
Card Shark under heavy pressure. Now Dittman electing to stay near the fence on Citizen as they come around the corner, where Better Loosen Up went to the lead narrowly over Rajamar. Citizen is getting to third. Red Chiffon gave up quickly, and then Card Shark as they come over the rise. Better Loosen Up about 8 off the fence, just led Rajamar. Citizen will have to get a move on now as they come to the 200, where Better Loosen Up wide out is in front. Here comes Citizen. Citizen on the inside of Better Loosen Up has got him covered, I think. Citizen has raced through on the inside to head Better Loosen Up in the shadows of the post, and the Sydney Cup favourite is drawing away in the last bit, and he's going to win easily. Citizen by about 3/4 on the line to Better Loosen Up, with Rajamar third.
Well, even after the Sedge and Hoe, but didn't handle extremely heavy tracks. Ran well in them, but didn't quite handle them. And so then we rested him, and David thought that it would be the Japan Cup would be his race, and so the Cox Plate and Japan Cup, so he took over the training then.
Better Loosen Up went for a well-earned spell with 4 Group 1 victories to his credit, and the promise of more to come. In addition to 2 weight for age wins, Citizen won the Moonee Valley and Sandown Cups. He's by far the best horse to come from Tasmania since Piping Lane crossed Bass Strait. Citizen is a son of the Sovereign Path stallion, St Brerevilles.
Strength of the win in the Storm Queen Stakes. A Little Kiss started favourite in the AJC Oaks.
Domino well clear coming over the rise. In second place, New Parade, followed by Sunshine Sally, and then a little kiss coming between horses, and down the extreme outside, Kensington Gardens, but Domino, the one to beat, is well clear. Domino going strongly at the 200 mark. Sunshine Sally running into second place. Kensington Gardens is plugging home well, but the New Zealand filly Domino in front, close to home. She's holding them at bay, and it's a Kiwi Oaks. Domino too good, beats Sunshine Sally. Third, Kensington Gardens. Fourth, a little kiss.
Domino's all-the-way win was yet another feather in the cap for her breeder, owner, trainer Jim Campen, and the first filly to complete the New Zealand AJC Oaks double.
Final year is the all-age stakes at Randwick.
At the 600 mark, and Gally Gaskins again just led Eastern Classic and Irish Clipper. Campton allowing Strasbrook to stride up on the outside of them as they come around the corner, and then Shaftesbury Avenue followed by Mr. Tiz and Our Grey Invader. Into the straight at the 400 mark, Gally Gaskins, Eastern Classic. Strasbrook on the outside. Campton hasn't gone for him yet. Shaftesbury Avenue, Whiteout's going to make him race as they top the rise, where Eastern Classic just led from Shaftesbury Avenue. Strasbrook in the middle, not getting a lot of room. Shaftesbury Avenue, Eastern Classic, and Strasbrook in the centre. Campton's got to go for Strasbrook. Shaftesbury Avenue, Eastern Classic fighting back, might beat them all. Eastern Classic, the 7-year-old, in a boil-over. Eastern Classic came away on the line to beat Shaftesbury Avenue. Strasbrook third.
It seemed fitting that one of Colin Hayes' Group 1 wins be owned by his longtime client, Robert Sangster. For stable jockey Michael Clark, it was his first Group 1 success at Randwick.
Again, the Sydney Cup was run in heavy conditions. New Zealand jockey Noel Harris adopted catch-me-if-you-can tactics over the gruelling 3,200-metre journey.
Citizen on the outside. Mick Dittman looks worried as they turn for home, and Palace Revolt is sweeping around the outside, but they've straightened up, and Shallier has raced up to join King Aussie. Citizen's gone. Palace Revolt's the danger down the outside, if any. King Aussie won't give up. He's fighting back. He got to the lead again, King Aussie from Shallier. Palace Revolt and Citizen is a mile back, but it's old King Aussie. He's burst away from them again. He's got the two mares beaten, Shallier and Palace Revolt. They can't find any more, and it's old King Aussie. This common-looking specimen from New Zealand. He doesn't look much, but he can sure gallop, and King Aussie wins the Sydney Cup in a canter.
King Aussie's stout pedigree really came up trumps in the Sydney Cup. His sire, Moss Trooper, is by Lev Moss, the champion older horse of Europe in 1969. King Aussie
and the BMW International, Horlicks returned to New Zealand to run in the TV New Zealand Stakes.
They race for home, 400 metres out. Catering King taken now by Mickey's Town. Horlicks trying to get a run between the two. So about 3 back to Regal City. Further back, Mr. Brooker at the 300 metres. Lani says, go girl, and she's taken the lead. Horlicks from Mickey's Town, then Catering King, Regal City at the 200 metres. And it's Horlicks in front. She's home, James, at the 150 from Mickey's Town. A late run, Mr. Brooker. But Horlicks, that's why she's a champion. She's bolted in. Second over Mickey's Town has just lasted for...
What a fantastic season it was for Horlicks. 4 Group 1 victories in 3 countries, a world record in Japan, and the 6-year-old mare finished the season as Australasia's highest ever stakes earner. Plans are for Horlicks to return to Australia for her swan song in the 1990 Cox Plate.
The 1,600-metre Champagne Stakes is the final leg of the Triple Crown, and it proved to be a fitting finale to one of the more memorable Randwick Autumn Carnivals.
Past the 400 mark, and Wished again headed late Jester. Centro and Let's Hurry further out. Cassidy looking over the shoulder for Triscay, and she's right there, Jim, as they come to the 200 mark. Wished is the leader. Let's Hurry running a big race. Centro can't go on. Triscay taking a while to wind up. Wished is in front from Let's Hurry. Triscay is now charging at them on the outside. Wished in front. Triscay. Somalia bursting through in the middle. What a finish, I think, Triscay.
Triscay's last stride victory was a true indication of the filly's determination to win. Triscay is owned by Mr. and Mrs. Jeff White and trained by Jack Denham, the same combination that achieved Golden Slipper success with her sire, Masqué.
And in South Australia, yet another New Zealand-bred horse took home a classic race.
But Double Jim got into overdrive at the top of the straight, and Diego's after him quickly now, then Red Chase. Double Jim runs to the 250, 2 in front. Diego wearing him down, followed by Red Chase attempting to go between them, but Diego and Double Jim are going to fight this derby out. Diego the outside, Double Jim the inside. The Gin won't give in. Double Jin fights back. He holds Diego. Double Jin. Diego grabbed him on the low, won a nose. Diego got there in the last hop to tip out Double Gin for mine. An exciting finish to the derby.
Diego's narrow win over the front-running Double Gin was yet another Group 1 success for champion Kiwi trainer Dave O'Sullivan. A lightly raced son of Oak Ridge, O'Sullivan purchased Diego for $10,000 as a yearling.
At Morfettville, a daring ride by Gary Murphy paid dividends in the South Australian Sires Produce.
Into the straight, Abandon War, 4 in front of Autumn Leaves, hard at it with Papasan. Durbridge down the outside. Further back is McCarthy. Tressette's not running well at the moment. Further back in the field, a real tip, but Abandon War may well have pinched it. Durbridge is the only danger for the moment. Durbridge after Abandon War, but this has stolen it, I think. Abandon War pulling out plenty, getting very tired, but Abandon War, what a dashing ride by Gary Murphy. Wins by 2. Second...
Now we cross...
Kensington Gardens, also a daughter of Grosvenor, started favourite in the South Australian Oaks on the strength of a third placing in Sydney.
Homeward bound, Hysterical grabbed the lead. Coming at it very quickly, Star Worship. Battling away, Witch Hill Way. Gamine to the outside is starting to thunder home. With those Kensington Gardens, followed by Super Trend. The New Zealand filly, Star Worship, went to the lead, but Gamine's coming after now. Gamine is laying down the gauntlet to Star Worship. She's got her. Gamine raced up to Star Worship, took the lead. Yangery and Super Trend battle away for the minors, but Gamine takes the Oaks. Gamine picks up the Group 1 SA Oaks, John.
The John Marr trained Gamine is the first Group 1 winner for her sire Keen, who stood at Newhaven Park Stud.
To recapture some of that form she'd shown in the spring to win South Australia's premier sprint, the Goodwood Handicap.
Cameronic had to check around the outside. Melody hit. Beau George will need a big bit of luck from there. He's about 4th last, foot at last back there with him. So is Confucius Flyer. One of the last 10 Woodmen, and also well back was Dirty Ore. On the turn they swing 400 to go and crush the leader from Plush Embassy, Calgaran Town. Courts are under the whip, out wide, runs on with it. Power Prince, Dancer's Choice ahead of the pair. Then Prince Anton starting to shoulder into the clear, but Crusher's stolen a break at the 200. He's a couple clear. Beau George is now starting to motor. Here comes Beau George with Dancer's Choice, Plush Embassy and Crush. Beau George has run right over the top of them. He's hanging in, but he'll win. Beau George by George has won the Goodwood.
Greg Hall produced another confident ride to land Beau George the winner. The 6-year-old son of John George gave local trainer David Belfer his biggest success to date.
For the last of the Group 1 sprints on this edition of the Australasian Racing Year, we now trek north to Queensland. First up, it's the Castlemaine 10,000.
Into the home straight, 350 metres to go. Gladful swept up on the outside of Vic Edgebar and ran to the front. Comrades getting a beautiful run on the inside. Festal now pulled out. Heads of State still there, and Gypsy Rogue on the extreme outside. Prince of Trialia trying to burst through. Now he gets the split, and Prince of Trialia's gone to them. Look at Planet Ruler. Planet Ruler flying on the inside. Prince Trialia in front. Planet Ruler can't catch him.
Locally trained Prince Trialia defied the classy interstate opposition to record the biggest win of his career. The son of Nordic Prince was ridden by popular jockey Stephen Beaver Schofield, brother John.
For our next major cup event, we cross to Adelaide. As if his final year of training was following a script, Colin Hayes obliged with the winner.
And the public favourite, Double Gin, shows the way. 600 to run, the crowd favourite, they love him. He's a length and a half to Water Boatman. Ideal Sentiment is back behind them looking for run. Still there down the pitch, and Be Reasonable's run a cheeky race, and the Boulder Love Your Perth. They were followed in that division 2 out wide now by Grosvenor Hall, and Master Eclipse is winding up. Water Boatman's after Double Gin. Double Gin the leader. Water Boatman comes after it quickly now. They're followed by Master Eclipse Reputed. Battling away is his arm, but Water Boatman goes to Double Gin. Double Gin, he's fighting back. Fight, son. He fights back, Double Gin. Water Boatman got him. Water Boatman, Double Gin, dead heat again. I can't split these either.
In his final season of training, Colin Hayes continued to create new records. Water Boatman's narrow win was Group 1 success number 13 for the champion trainer. For winning jockey Peter Hutchinson, it was his first Group 1 winner.
Headed north to Queensland for the QTC Sires Produce. However, the race was robbed of a lot of interest when stewards scratched the Sydney filly just a few hours prior to the race.
400 metres to go. Pride of Carrioy in front. Not for long. Here comes Lycra. Lycra's moved up on the outside, and she's poked her nose in front of Pride of Carrioy. Dancer's Joy third on the inside. Then King Rautire, Marine Drive making up plenty of ground. Inside the 200, Lycra's the leader. He slaps her up a little bit. He's got her under the whip, and she's clear. She's 2 in front. On the extreme outside, the Guida's flying home now. The Guida going home right over the top of her. The Guida beat Lycra.
The Guida's barnstorming finish is surely a sign of better things to come. Trained by Colin Alderson in Victoria, the Guida is by the Vice-Regal stallion All Glory, whose wins included the 85 running of the QTC Sires Produce.
With the Group 1 Queensland Oaks, a Little Kiss made the trip north in an effort to win her first Oaks and a second Group 1 event.
They come around the home turn, 450 metres to go. Truzan in front. Feros Queen is off the rails at exactly the right time. She's coming after the leader. Jewel Treasures is a length away third. Gamine under pressure. Bassie's Pride, and now a Little Kiss is pulled to the extreme outside. Dittman really starting to wind her up. She's after this leader, Truzan. Boy, look at her go. Mick's gone for the whip on her, and a Little Kiss exploded away from them. Little Kiss a length and a half in front of Truzan, then Silver Eskimo, but a great performance, and a Little Kiss has won the Oaks from Silver Eskimo and Gamine third.
The Fillies Classics produced some great racing.
The final three-year-old Classic, we head north to Queensland for the QTC Derby. The Classic attracted a good field of colts, including the AJC Derby winner Dr. Grace and the New Zealand Derby victor Castletown.
Well, in the straight, 350 metres to go. Ray's Hope burst up on the outside, ran to the front from Rough Habit. They're clear of Castletown, Dr. Grace, and then Stargazer and Silver Eskimo. Rough Habit, he's kicked again on the inside. 150 to go. Rough Habit drew away from Ray's Hope. He's a length in front of Ray's Hope. Castletown into third place. It's going to be an all-Kiwi finish, and Rough Habit's going to win the Derby. Rough Habit first, Ray's Hope second, Castletown third. Then
Rough Habit ploughed his way through the mud to record the slowest winning time in the Derby since the introduction of metrics. Rough Habit's trainer John Wheeler is well remembered in Australia through the deeds of our poetic prince.
As our segment on the sprinters, we'll look at the Queensland Turf Club's time-honoured sprint, the Stradbroke Handicap.
The big field thunders towards the home turn in the Stradbroke, and it's Plush Embassy the leader. A half in front, Arc Regal running second. Alpine Flyer third, then From the Planet Isle over on the inside, then Noble Club's Gypsy Rogue. Don't Play pulled out wide, followed by Select Prince, Tiny's Finito, Planet Ruler, Comrade, and Petrero giving them a mile start. Arc Regal loomed up on the outside, 200 metres to go. From the Planet, Plush Embassy boxing on gamely. Isle just behind them, looking for the way clear, and they're in front of Alpine Flyer. Plush Embassy's kicked again on the inside. He's just in front of Arc Regal. Plush Embassy a neck in front. Arc Regal can't get to him. Isle in third place. Plush Embassy's won the Stradbroke.
In an all-Victorian finish, Plush Embassy would not be denied Group 1 success over the concluding stages. A 4-year-old son of the Sovereign Edition stallion Plush, the Noel Kelly-trained grey took his earnings to just over $600,000.
Group 1 race of the season for 2-year-olds is the Castlemaine Stakes.
In the straight now, 400 metres to go. Durbridge in front of Dancer's Joy. He said go on like her, and she sprinted to the lead on the outside. And here comes Chimes Am. He's joining in with a great run on the outside, and he exploded away from them. 250 metres to go. Chimes Am scooted clear, 3 in front. Marine Drive on the outside. The Guida, Shot of Comfort making up ground, but Chimes Am is clear with 100 metres to go. Marine Drive into second place, and then Derrico. Chimes Am in front, drawing to the line. Chimes Am beat Marine Drive.
Chimes Am ploughed through the mud to record a solid win. He's from the first crop of Chime Square, but no doubt gains much of his stamina through his dam sire, Zamazan.
Up 450 metres to go. Monius goes the leader. On the outside, Prototype, and now King Aussie popped the big question. He's moved up to them, and Shazora's going with King Aussie. Regal Cella closer to the inside. 250 metres to go. Shazora's gone to King Aussie, and she's hit the front. At the 200, Shazora shot away from King Aussie, then Regal Cella. Lord Highbrow now into third place, but look at her go, Shazora. She's putting a gap in them the last little bit, and Shazora's going to win the Cup. She's won it by 4 lengths.
The Brisbane Cup proved to be a real test of stamina in the heavy conditions. Shazara is a daughter of the Tom Fool stallion, Tom Shoe, and was ridden by Shane Dye, who made it 8 Group 1 wins for the season.
The final race for stayers on this edition of the Australasian racing year is the BATC's 4X Cup.
As they approach the corner, 450 metres to go. Arc Regal in front. There goes Eye of the Sky on the outside. He's dashed up to them quickly. Rough Habit getting off the rails, going through in the middle. Plush Embassy's gone. Planet Ruler, Red Chiffon behind them, and now Solar Circle has pulled to the extreme outside. They've got 250 metres to go. Eye of the Sky burst away from them. Rough Habit in second place. Solar Circle third on the outside. Eye of the Sky in front. Solar Circle's cutting him down now. Eye of the Sky just in front. Solar Circle lunging at him. Missed him. Eye of the Sky's won it.
Winning trainer Graham.
Second place, Solar Circle third on the outside, Eye of the Sky in front, Solar Circle's cutting him down now, Eye of the Sky just in front, Solar Circle lunging at him, missed him, Eye of the Sky's won it.
Winning trainer Graham Begg will long remember Eye of the Sky's courageous win. Begg had only received his trainer's licence 2 months prior to the Cup, following the decision by his father Neville to take up a training position in Hong Kong.
Known as the Freeway Stakes, the